free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com.
Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Waterpros.net. It's the best water system at the lowest price anywhere for water softening, water conditioning. You can get a water fountain point of use under $1,000 fully installed. Never buy bottled water again. 303-862-5554. Wayne, welcome to the show. You have an eminent domain comment. I'd love to hear it. And by the way, if you ever hear anything on the show you'd like to add to, please call and let us know. We'd love to hear about it. So what do you know about eminent domain?
Well, this is Captain Wayne, Tom, and on such a gloomy day, it's just nice to bask in your glory. But I was wondering if what she's looking for is a market analysis of her property compared to those without garages, with garages, lot size, square foot. I think that might give her kind of what she seemed to be asking for.
Well, hold on now. You may not be too far off. Let's say they did a market analysis of that home the way it sits now, and then a market analysis of that home without the garage and with those other improvements. That might be an accurate analysis of what that is worth to the property. It could be, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was just my comment. So
but I have a feeling Mark had mentioned this before. He alluded to the fact that the improvements in the neighborhood may help her property values. And if that garage is that old, what did she say? It was built when?
Yeah, like 40 years ago.
I mean, it's possibly not adding a lot, although, I don't know, garages are pretty important to me.
I was going to say, the one thing this guy really brings up, if by taking the 11 feet where the garage is, plus the actual real estate, if that makes it to where she can't build a garage somewhere else, that would change the value, and I think she would get paid for that.
It would. If she loses her ability to have a garage altogether, what does it do to her property value?
And they actually, the people I dealt with from Denver were H.C. Peck, and they were very fair on pricing. People just have to get over, it's going to happen, nothing you can do.
I know. That's where the issue comes in. People don't want to do it no matter what. And therefore...
Or they it'd be like this woman saying, oh, that 40-year-old garage is worth $100,000. Well, of course it's not. It's going to be a fair offer, but it's not going to be crazy.
Right. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255.
What'd you think of that speech yesterday?
I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
No, I mean, only because... that is truly political. I mean, if I had something consumer-related to say, but you're asking me for an opinion on the speech itself?
Well, I mean, he hasn't talked to anybody for a year. I was just curious. Forget even about the politics of it. What did you think of our president talking yesterday? Did he seem, I don't know, asleep? Did he seem energetic? Did he get you moving? What do you think, man? That's all. You don't have to answer it.
I'll tell you what's more interesting. The Today Show, which surprised the hell out of me. They interviewed Kamala. Now, I don't like Savannah Guthrie or whatever, Guthrie. Anyway, Savannah, when she did that town hall meeting with Joe Biden, it was an amazing you-know-what on air. I mean, it was an amazing, kiss my butt. I mean, it was like he was the coming of Christ, and the way they did these town hall meetings, there was not one hardball question ever. So you would expect that. And then she went after Trump, calling him a crazy uncle, and I think she got a taste of what that felt like because people lauded her for that, saying, oh, you won the election. Then I think she thought to herself, I better do this on both sides. I better be heavy-handed again, because they're going to accuse me of not of being biased. Maybe that's what happened, because she did, I hear, come down on Kamala Harris. I did not hear the interview, but I understand she really like ate their young.
I did too. It sounded like it was pretty it was pretty brutal. I didn't realize until Biden's speech yesterday of how great the country was doing.
No, it's really doing great. It's built back better and everything. So anyway, let's move on. Hey folks, listen. You don't tune in to hear any view of politics. I know that. So I want you to call with your problems, questions, complaints. We're going to talk to Cassandra about her home warranty issue. And then we have Ted Rowland with us from K&H Home Solutions. We have some emails for him. And then I'd like your comments on anything going on with supply chain or jobs. Do you know right now there are people actively looking for work and say they can't find work, yet there are people who can't find people to hire?
You didn't pay attention to the speech yesterday.
I don't understand it. So hang on. More coming up. 303-713-TALK. I'm Tom Martino for Ideal Home Loans for your next Ideal Home Loan, because Ideal wants to make sure if they do it.
I want to hear it right now. There wasn't one reporter that was really friendly to him. I mean, it wasn't like how they were with Trump. They were calling each other names and shit. But
I heard it was really bad.
Well, it might have been bad questions, but they were respectful. Does that make sense?
That's okay.
No, I think it's good, actually.
Yeah,
I think it should be, and I think the president should. He got really pissed at one guy. Biden blew up. He denied that he said in his last speech on Martin Luther King Day that he was comparing anybody to, who was it, George? I don't even remember who he did. Just before my time.
The racist guy from the 60s.
Two of them.
Sheriff or whatever.
Jules says the only reason that she did that was because Craig had been hard on Kamala, and in his interview, and she wanted to run up.
Craig,
another party. He's on, I think he's on 9, Channel 9.
The thing that he said that was just unbelievable yesterday was, they said, hey, this failed, that failed. You overpromised this. You said COVID would be gone.
He openly cast doubt on whether the 2022 midterm elections would be legitimate. He said it all depends, which is astonishing to hear the president question whether our elections will be legitimate. We've heard it before, but not from this president. Is he really concerned that we may not have fair and free elections?
The president has been consistent on this issue, and the issue at hand, I was there last night in the chamber of the Senate, and the issue is that there are two bills, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act, that have been the solution that has been offered to address the fact that around our country, states have put in place laws that are purposely making it more difficult for the American people to vote. Laws which will be felt by at least 55 million Americans, regardless of their party affiliation, their race, their gender, or their geographic location.
But you could say that the bills were debated, but if the bills were debated and they didn't have, but the specific question, if you don't mind, does he think, now that these bills haven't been passed, that the 22 midterms won't be legitimate or fair or free?
You know, we're not going to see that. All they did was attack Trump, saying the election wasn't fair forever. The fact they had the balls to come out and actually say that yesterday is amazing to me. How do you say Trump was saying it was unfair and the election was stolen? And Biden literally in the speech yesterday said it'll probably be stolen coming up. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
I don't think anyone will be accountable for anything.
The president was pretty clear. Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. If it's one thing, if it's a migrant.
Listen, he just green-lighted they green-lighted an invasion.
So, Savannah, first of all, I will tell you this. Every morning, start my morning in my day reading the Presidential Daily Brief, the PDB, which
let's go Brandon's over here.
threats to our national security and hotspots around.
Damn it, I should have wore that shirt today. Son of a bitch.
Situation with the leaders of our military and our intelligence community.
Is everybody going to type it in?
That the president has been very clear, and we as the United States are very clear. If Putin takes aggressive action, we are prepared to levy serious and
compared. So if they run in there, that's one thing. But if they lightly jog or walk
slow.
It's all good.
Walk slow like an army of ants, you know, just
looking like this.
Territorial integrity. In this case, I'm sorry to interrupt. Territorial integrity of Ukraine.
She's like, it's not the question.
It is less than clear because 30 minutes after the news conference, the White House press secretary had to actually clarify the president's remarks.
Savannah, I'm being clear with you right now.
Yes, okay.
And so if you're interested, I'll continue to be clear, which is that we
I want to see that snarky Clinton cackle.
Through various levels of diplomacy with Putin, with Russia, and most importantly, with our
they're
allies,
amazing at not answering questions.
including our NATO allies. We are clear and
And if you guys think our NATO allies are going to sign off on the sanctions Joe talked about a while back, you're crazy. They get 45% of their oil from Russia. They'd have to go back to their own people in the UK and go, well, gasoline's going to be about $20 a gallon now, but, you know, never happened.
Just to be clear, there are 100,000 Russian troops amassed at the border with Ukraine, and people there are hanging on the president's every word. Is there any amount of land that Russia could take that the president would allow, turn a blind eye to, not issue those severe
She did great.
he's been threatening for that massive full-scale?
James called last week with a problem. We wanted on a sector to look at it, so they're doing follow-up, okay? All right.
Denying or violating the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine will be interpreted as aggressive action.
Hey, what does that mean?
It's a fair cost. Period.
The president said yesterday, among other things, that he thinks that
You know, it's going to hurt us, too. It'll make our oil prices. We'll feel it big time.
With their Colorado Appreciation Offer, it's all here, so
Visit MeoU is my new favorite fitness app, and it's $3.99 a month. I can't believe everything I get. Meal coaching, daily live.
Well, I'm not going to psychoanalyze President Putin of Russia, but I will tell you this. It is clear to us that the decision is probably in his hands, and we are prepared to take appropriate action based on whatever he decides to do.
The president also openly talked about division within NATO countries and NATO allies about what to do in the event of a Russian incursion. How damaging is that when the message that's being preached overseas at this moment by our Secretary of State and others is that NATO stands united?
No, they don't. That's bullshit.
I will tell you, and I think your audience knows, Joe Biden has been working as the former head of foreign relations and as the former vice president and a senator in a role of leadership on foreign policy for years. One of the things he values most is direct and consistent communication with our allies and partners around the world. And in the year that I have been here as vice president, I have witnessed him continuously engaged in direct and honest conversations.
To answer your sanctions question, the big one, would be all U.S. dollars are frozen on them. But what that really means is anytime you buy oil in the world, all oil, I don't care if it's Saudi, it doesn't matter where, is all exchanged in U.S. dollars. So by cutting them off from that, cuts them off from a lot of shit. But they'll never do it. They'd never fucking do it. In fact, it would open them up or China to come up with their own currency.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. We have RealCBDThatWorks.com coming out with an amazing product that had some trials. They're laboratory tests, actually, that show that CBD can, this form of CBD can inhibit COVID from entering human cells. Now, it's not saying it's a vaccine or a cure, but it certainly helps. And I want you to read about it. The University of Oregon did the study, and you can read about it at realcbdthatworks.com. They're coming out with an antiviral product. Also, they have other products, including skincare and eye serums, realcbdthatworks.com. Put Tom in the promo code and get 30% off. It really is groundbreaking, though, this research they've done with COVID. Now, let's keep going. We have a woman who had a car, a guy who had a car, and the issue was that, was he concerned about the work being done correctly? James, what was your original issue with your car?
Well, what had happened was I was traveling on I-25. I'd gone to Pueblo. I got my vehicle out of Brakes Plus about the 1st. On Saturday, it was a cold day. I played the flutes out on the streets, known as Wolfie. And what had happened was I took my vehicle and the battery and drove to Pueblo to charge up the new battery. And on the way back from Pueblo at about 6 o'clock, speed limit is about 65 miles an hour. I was getting off of I-25, going to take the 24 exit.
And the wheel came off.
And the wheel came off.
And you want to know, did this have anything to do with the work that they did?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fair question. You just had work done, and you want to make sure that it wasn't them that caused the problem. So the rear brakes at Brakes Plus were done. The wheel came off. And what did you do after that? Did you take it back to Brakes Plus?
Well, it caused an accident.
Okay, and then what?
Well, I called, what had happened was I called, the wheel came off, it went by me. I was in the emergency lane at the time when the wheel went rolling by me, and about 100 feet farther, it hit another car, and then it rolled off towards a field over 200 feet.
Did you call Brakes Plus?
That night? No. At that time, the lady that had hit had already called the police, and we were waiting for them, and the tow truck showed up before.
So, so did you ever contact Brakes Plus?
Yes, sir, I did the next day.
Okay, what did you want? What did you ask about? What did you want them to pay for anything? Did you think they were at fault?
They took it apart. They put it back together. It's still grounded as they took it off the lift and they put it in reverse. You can hear it grind a little bit. They said that it's going to do a little bit of grinding here and there.
Man, you got to get this over to a dealership.
Hold on. But James, I guess what I'm asking is, what do you want?
I want my vehicle running again. I want it corrected because of what has happened. They replaced it with the wrong bolts.
Well, let's find out. I had you take it to someone to look at. I said, we have to really get this looked at and see what Brakes Plus did. So we had you take it over to Honest, Accurate Auto.
Yes, sir.
Jesse is on the line right now. Schillinger, he's the owner. Jesse?
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Good, man. Hey, you looked at this car. Could you see anything obviously wrong that they did?
So the tough part is proving what was and what wasn't done. What we know is that wheel fell off. All the lug nuts came apart. Was it from being over-torqued? Was it from not being tightened? We don't know. I do know that he took it back to Brakes Plus, and they put new studs and new lugs on there that are incorrect, and they put his old wheel back on for him.
So the work they did to correct it is incorrect.
Right. I don't know if they're saying that it was their fault, let us try to help you, or if they were just trying to do it out of the kindness, but they did put his wheel back on for him, but they used long lug nuts that are wrong. They don't match any of the other lug nuts on the car.
Now, when you say lug nuts or studs, which ones are wrong?
I would say both, and what I can tell you is we took the lug nuts off to check the wheel to see if it was bent, and two of the lugs that are new on there are already torn up. The lug nuts were cross-threaded, and we could barely even get them apart.
What's that noise he's talking about, Jesse? You said occasionally when he backs up?
I think that was when he got the car back the first time, when he was backing it out of the shop, it was making noise. and they were saying just drive it a little bit. Again, I don't know if that was his lugs already coming
do we
apart,
know,
or if the
though?
wheel
We
was
don't
left
know what
loose.
kind
I
of
don't
work.
know.
But how about the rear brake work? Could that cause the rear wheel to come off? Obviously, they took the
Absolutely.
wheel off. Of course it could, right?
Right. Whether they over or under torque those wheels, which we all know both things can be an issue. You're supposed to use a torque wrench on a wheel and make sure that it's torqued correctly. If you over torque it, same thing as if you under torque it, that wheel's going to not sit correctly and it can cause problems. What trips me out is that Brakes Plus took it back, put the wheel on, got him back on the road. Well, why would they do that if they're not saying it's their fault? And then if they are going to do that, why don't they do it correctly? None of those lugs match anything on the rest of the car.
That's an acknowledgement of guilt.
Yeah, you're right. Not only did they try to fix it, they fixed it wrong. So, James, have you haven't called them since you found out this from Jesse?
No, sir. I haven't been in touch with anybody.
Well, you need to.
Okay.
Now, we can call them, but I think you need to at least ask them first.
Jesse, how much for you guys to fix it properly?
Didn't even look at that. My thought was get all the information. Let's get a hold of you guys and see if he wants to go back and let them do the work first.
Jeez, I don't know. They sent him out with a wheel that fell off. Then when they fix it, they don't fix it right. I'd probably be at my wit's end with these guys.
I wouldn't allow them to fix it. You don't have any stab in the dark on how much it might cost to fix with the right stuff.
I could probably do it for less than $100. It wouldn't be a big deal, especially with James, going through what he's going through. I would just want him to buy the parts. We'll put them on for him. I'm not worried about that.
James, here's what I want you to do, man. And we appreciate honest, accurate auto in Colorado Springs. James, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to at least call Brakes Plus and say, listen, whether intentional or not, the wheel came off, and when you guys tried to fix it for me, you screwed it up again. And it's going to cost me a couple $100 to get this done with parts.
Yeah, he didn't say how much the parts were, Jesse.
Yeah. Or find out from Jesse what it will cost, and ask Brakes Plus to pay for it. I don't think that's unreasonable. And then we'll go to bat for you. 303-713-8255.
Hey, who's a public adjuster, the new one?
Well, he's not there yet, but...
what's the company name?
Public Adjusters of... Hold on, Colorado.
Public Insurance Adjusters in
Colorado. No, hold on.
Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado?
Let me find it from Mark.
Here's the website. Is this them? These guys just filled out for the RL.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you sure it's them?
Well, I'm looking right now.
Okay, cool. You got a spot, though.
Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado.
Okay. How much do you tell? Normal?
Colorado Pain Care, Sport and Spine. They include the sport and spine because that's where most of the pain comes from, but wherever your pain comes from, they can work on it. Colorado Pain Care is a pain care clinic. They work on pain. They have helped me so many times, and they can help you too. They work with all major insurance. In fact, they have 2 beautiful facilities, one in Lakewood, one in Denver. And here's the thing. They have physical therapy and clinic services all under one roof services. All you have to do is call them 303-GOT-PAIN. You can get same-day appointments, ColoradoPainCare.com. If you mention Martino, you get a free stainless water bottle at your first visit. ColoradoPainCare.com. If you're looking forward to, having a good retirement, don't you want to make sure your estate plan is in place? It's never too early to have an estate plan, especially if you're married and having kids. And estate plans can be changed from time to time. In fact, they should be looked at least every 5 to 10 years. Blake Harris Law can answer all of your questions free of charge. That's why we love him. We call him with all kinds of questions on the show. And then when he does the work for you, he charges flat rates for whatever you need, whether it's will, a trust, a combination, a beneficiary's deed, whatever it is. But ask your questions first and get free legal advice. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Donnie here with Fitness Gallery. We are loving how thousands of people have found out just how safe and convenient.
Saw that.
Which one?
Just kill the mic for a minute.
Inflation pricing. You can save huge, up to 50% off, only while supplies last. Take advantage of up to 36 months, 0% financing.
Hi, it's Carl Mecklenberg, former Denver Broncos All-Pro linebacker, defensive captain. This is the place to come if you need a home gym. You'll use it every day. I use it, my wife uses it, our son uses it.
How you guys doing? Rod Smith, 2-time Super Bowl champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, Ring of Famer with the Denver Broncos. We got dumbbells, we got fitness equipment, we got treadmills, we got bikes. We got it in stock right now. My original fitness equipment came from a big box store. Filled the space, looked great, but it just wasn't functional. So you know what happened? Didn't get used.
We have the best warranties. It's commercial-grade equipment made for your home. Visit one of our 6 convenient locations today or fitnessgallery.com.
Winter is here, but it's not too late to get a complete furnace check for just $79 from Plumline Services. Catch things before they turn into expensive problems. Turn to the experts you trust. Plumline Services, earning your trust since 1998. Now with a second location serving clients in Boulder, Longmont, and more. Service at home. Servants at heart. Schedule online at plumlineservices.com. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. plumlineservices.com.
Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain. Now there's an exciting new treatment available right here in Denver using natural biologics, regenerative solutions that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints. Hey, it's Michael Brown here. I'm talking about QC Kinetic.
Well, everybody is. When you're not, when you're not in public, people tend to be a lot more ballsy. I can't imagine being a kid with all that bullshit. The Facebook, I'm dating myself, but I can't imagine the social media when I was a teenager. I mean, it would be crazy. You had to talk to each other, or you were on the phone talking to your girlfriend. Best scenario, your parents got call waiting, because before we had call waiting, my parents didn't want me on the phone because they missed their call.
Oh, yeah.
Now they can talk to 1,000 people at any given time. It's nutty, man. My kid's barely there. They have a little social media, but not like now.
How old are they?
22 and almost 22, almost 20. So they didn't have phones, for example, till probably 8th grade, and shit like Facebook it just wasn't there. They were more playing games and.
Yeah.
Now these kids they got cell phones when they're like 5. They're out on recess.
And that's ridiculous.
If they don't have a real one, they got a fake one. So
they're getting prepped.
Yeah. Or they got an old one with no connection on it, and they're just playing games.
Yeah.
Now my grandson will pick up my daughter's phone,
and
he knows that he doesn't have the code, but he knows how to go to the emergency numbers, and I'm one of the emergency contacts.
So he can call you. That is.
Well, that's cute, actually.
It is cute, but still.
But nonetheless, but it's cute, and he's calling you, Grandpa.
Yeah.
That is cool. That's really cool. Okay, let me get back to this.
Of course, I can't understand what he says.
Well.
Right, it's him.
Little people are wonderful.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I try to talk to him, click, and he's like,
all right, so our clear cameras are purely bandwidth. When we got HD up in here, we've got rocking bandwidth.
That's good.
Since this stuff blew up 3-4 times that he did, we're not solid like that, and I can see it in these cameras.
It's probably time to reboot, man. It is crapping.
Hi, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Now, let's talk about this hot tub and fire truck or whatever, in a fire truck or whatever. Brian, we got your email. We didn't understand it fully, so we're going to ask you that you start from the beginning. Are you saying some of your property was taken and you were screwed over? But start from the beginning, sir, if you could. Help us.
Okay, it's kind of a long story, but it was during the beginning of the quarantine pandemic. I took my son up to Eagle, where I got the fire truck from. I was a firefighter up there for years.
So did you buy a fire truck?
Yeah, I was able to buy it. It was one of the Eagle Fire old ladder trucks. It actually belonged to Denver Fire before that. It was the fire truck, the ladder truck that put out Denver or the Lakeside roller coaster fire.
Okay, so you bought an old fire truck, and why'd you buy it?
Well, it was my chief's favorite truck, and they decommissioned it because the ladder tore it, was broken.
All right.
And I got a screaming deal on it. I paid $1,500 for it, basically.
Okay. Now what's going on? What's going on now?
It's amazing.
What's going on now? So what happened after that?
Well, basically, after Eagle, I went down to Denver. I was offered to work at this guy's place to help him clean up all of his stuff, and he was going to move out of state. And I knew he rode motorcycles, but anyways, I went and helped him. It was one of the only jobs I could get because during the quarantine also, all school was online.
So this guy had a lot of junk on his property? That's where you bought the truck?
No. I bought the truck from a guy up in the mountain named Bob Ford.
All right, you bought the truck, but you found another guy while you were there. You found another guy in the area, and you got a job cleaning up his property.
Yeah, down in Denver.
Oh, in Denver. I'm sorry. Okay, in Denver. Okay, so you got a job cleaning up property. Then what?
Well, basically, they ended up taking my fire truck and all my cars.
Okay, this is what I don't understand. This is the leap that you made in the email. I didn't understand. When you got this job cleaning up a man's property in Denver, did you park your truck there while you were working there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I didn't understand that. So you got a job there, and you said, "Hey, I'll help you clean up your property." Did you ask him if you could park your truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
did you live?
I had permission.
Were you living on the property at the time?
No, I was there every day working for him. Now.
Okay. Then
I was living on another property.
How do we go from you working there, cleaning up the property, to someone taking the fire truck?
Well, you know, they were friends of my foster family, actually cousins, and they told me I could work there because it was one of the only jobs I could get homeschooling my son at the time online, to be flexible with that. And,
yeah, okay, so you're working there, but here's what I need to know. Who took your fire truck?
Who bought it?
No, who took it? You said someone took it.
Yeah, a guy named Mike.
I mean, did someone just walk by and take the truck? Tell me how the truck ended up missing.
Well, it was locked in his property. It had a fence all the way around it and a gate. And
did someone steal it?
Nice.
Did someone steal it?
Basically, yeah.
Did you call the cops?
I talked to. Yeah, and they didn't want to do anything about it. The guy also had a couple of my other cars, a Cadillac I built.
All right, so you had how many vehicles did you have on this property you were cleaning up?
At the time, I had 3.
So it doesn't sound like you're. So you had 3 cars on the property, and then were they all stolen?
Yeah, they took all of them. I was able to get the fire truck back.
Who is they? They took all of them. Define they.
A guy named Mike, and he was in a motorcycle club or something like that.
Okay. Why did he take your property? Did he take this man's property too, or just your property? In other words, that property was filled with junk you were cleaning up. Did he take just your cars and your fire truck?
Yeah, he took my cars and my fire truck. Probably everything on there was taken from somebody else at some point or another, too.
Where did he take your fire truck and your cars?
He had it there, but he had it locked inside of his property. And I called the cops. I asked them for help. They wouldn't do anything about it.
Now, Mike is not the guy you were working for, right?
He was, yeah.
See, I think you should have mentioned that, man. I mean, you're really telling a disjointed story. I'm trying to put it together so we can understand it. So let me get this straight. You had an old fire truck and some old cars that you put on a man's property, and that's Mike's property. And you agreed to help Mike clean up the property, and then Mike locked up your stuff and won't let you have it.
Yeah, he locked it up. I since got it back.
You got all of them back?
No, I just got my fire truck back, and then later I ended up getting I know that it's crazy. There's a lot to the story.
Well, there's not a lot to the story. There's just a disjointedness to the story. There's really not a lot to it. If the man took your stuff, you got your fire truck back. Why did he take your stuff? I'll bet you if we call the man, he would tell us, I don't know why this guy put his stuff on my property. I never gave him permission. I don't know what he was doing there. He was squatting. Would he say anything like that?
I'm sure he would say something. I'm sure he wouldn't be honest.
What do you think he would say? What is he accusing? Is he accusing you of just dumping your stuff there and trying to take over the property?
No, he wasn't accusing me of that at all. I never tried to take over his property or dump my stuff.
Okay.
My fire truck was the most important thing I have.
Okay, so you got the fire truck back, though, right?
Yeah, I did get the fire truck back.
Where is it now? Where's the fire truck now?
Right now, my fire truck's in Lawson.
Good. Okay. So you got it back. So what are you calling about now, sir? What can we help? I mean, what did you write to us about?
Well, I wrote to you about a project story that I had that was involved with all that on a piece of property I had to stay, and then I ended up also getting a car from the Georgetown impound, which I thought was a junkyard. The guy told me if I could drive it, I could have it.
Yeah.
And I started it up. I drove it away, and he was like, "Oh, it's yours." And then
so the fire truck has nothing to do with this?
No, he got his fire truck back. No,
I got my fire truck back. I ended up having to drive my fire truck to Georgetown. I was trying to drive it all the way back up to Eagle.
We still don't know. Honest to God, we're all in the studio here listening to you, and we still don't know the purpose of the phone call. We still listen. We want Brian. We're not accusing you. We just want to know you wrote to us with a problem. We don't know what the problem is yet.
Well, the problem is that I believe that this guy has stolen all of my identity. I made a police report. I can't prove that he took it, but somebody stole my wallet with my CDL permit in it, my CCW, my Social Security card, and I believe that they're still using it. I believe that they claimed my unemployment because I wasn't able to get that. They got into my email, my old Facebook account.
Oh, my God.
I had to change all of that. So I'm basically my identity has been taken. I'm forced to start over my life with nothing. I have a 7-year-old little boy with me. His name's Jason.
Now, is that your son? Is that your son?
Yes, sir.
Your biological son?
Yes.
And you have custody of him?
We're going to court for that right now. He was, during the whole process, he was withheld from me for 7 months, and that's, why.
Where's the mom? Where's the mom?
She's in Commerce City. She's got COVID right now, so Jason and I, because the whole household got COVID, and Adams 14 school district keeps saying, "Oh, we're remote learning." Nope, come back into school. No, wait, we're remote.
Yeah, I understand.
Changes daily.
So right now, Brian, you're in a pickle. You had your entire identity stolen. Is that right?
Yeah.
Can you replace your license? Can't you get your new license for motor vehicle?
Yeah, I got my license. I got my Social Security card, but what I'm not able to do is track down, because during the pandemic I started that unemployment because I was basically stuck at home, which was a blessing with my son.
Yeah,
doing online school and then having to work. That side job or whatever.
Yeah. So what can we help you with?
Well, I need to find out, because I did one of the Equifax things, and I own a Dodge Journey and all this other weird stuff.
So your credit report doesn't make sense, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, my credit report, and if I have my unemployment out there, I would, if it's not too late to get that, I'm struggling starting over. I've never been in trouble. I'm
Hey, listen.
In the process of getting a job with State Patrol.
Okay. So what kind of job were you getting with State Patrol?
Patrol officer.
How old are you? How old are you, Brian?
I'm 42, sir.
Okay. And you graduated high school?
Yeah, I graduated high school. I've went to all kinds of college for firefighting.
Did you go through the academy yet?
He went through firefighting, but...
No, I mean the State Patrol Academy.
So, Brian, where are you?
Yeah,
are you and your boy, you have a place to live?
Right now, I'm staying at a friend's house in Eagle.
Okay.
I don't really have a place.
But you don't have a job right now? You don't have a job?
No, and that's the hard part. I didn't want to stay down in Commerce City, even though I'm kind of bound to because of my son. But State Patrol's about 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out.
Okay, so what can we do for you? What do you want us to do for you? You sound like you're struggling. What can we do for you?
I just need help getting back on my feet. I want nothing for free. I just want to...
Okay, so what do you want? What can we do to help you?
Well, I need to find a way where I can get a new car because I can't even legally drive this one anymore. I can't get it registered or insured.
You need a vehicle.
I got it insured. Yeah.
All right, hold on. What about your unemployment? Are you still entitled to unemployment? Had they not hacked you?
I think so. I'm not sure if it's too late or not, but I know at the time when I did it, it was somewhere around like $27,000 I was supposed to get.
Did they tell you someone else claimed it?
No, but considering the fact that my email account was changed and disabled, like completely
But you have new email now?
I do have one now.
Hold on a sec. Here's what we'll do first, Brian. Let's see if we can at least research unemployment, if you ever got it or if you're due any money. Let's do that first, okay? Let's try that. Then as far as finding a vehicle, Suze will put you on a list. We're going to try to source some vehicles for people when we do background checks and stuff, and you'd be one of them. I can't promise anything. Again, Willie B is really an expert at this on our sister station. He does this every year for people. Every now and then we need vehicles. We're going to have to start some kind of program where we can try to get vehicles for people, preferably those with driver's licenses and who can at least insure them. That would be one of the things that's a big stumbling block. More coming right up. Let's at least start with unemployment.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, and iHeartRadio.
And nothing to do with the vehicles, and nothing to do with anything.
And every time you ask a question, you start out answering it, and then you go off on a tangent.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
These are accurate, these spots right here?
CoreScans.com. I hope by now you've heard about it, and I want to make something clear about CoreScans. It's not the same as any other scan you have ever heard about. Now, there might be other scans out there, but this is the only one that literally has targeted soft plaque, which is the direct risk for heart disease and risk of stroke. Others show calcium scores and things that really have little to do with direct danger. This is a correlation to heart disease and stroke. $189 will detect it in 15 minutes or less. It's non-invasive and pain-free. And then the treatment, if you need any, it's easy. Available to reverse it even. And that's covered by most insurance. So $189 could save your life, and I hope nothing's wrong and you wasted the money. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Denver and Boulder, CORE, C-O-R, CoreScans.com, 720-740-2663. If you're looking for countertops, you can call right now and get a price on the phone from theartofgranite.com. A direct stone importer. Also, any man-made countertops, whatever you need, he has in countertops. Plus, he tears out and hauls away free. He does the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and he loves giving prices on the phone. He has a golden showroom. You can start on the phone, 303-386-5919. He'll give you an estimate, 303-386-5919.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous?
Well, I better turn up that a little so we can hear just a little.
Saturday on 6:30 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio. Call 720-488-8604. 720-488-8604. Or online, yourretirement.com.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health, but you can plan long-term care coverage to give peace of mind to you and your family. Hey, it's Mandy Connell, and a great way to learn about long-term care is to join my friends from 525 Advisors for their upcoming free long-term care planning live webinar this afternoon at 4. You'll learn so much. 525 Advisors will explain how long-term care works, what the coverage pays for, and you'll discover all the new options and different ways to fund a plan. They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back if you never use it. Then when you're ready, 525 Advisors will design a custom plan with you, just like they're doing for my husband and me right now. I love how much time they've spent with us, and it's not just me. Read the reviews. People love working with Brian and Madeline at 525 Advisors. So get the great peace of mind long-term care coverage gives you.
Feel more because
Sign
it's
up
chilly
now for
outside.
the free live webinar this
cold
afternoon
here
at
today.
4. Sign up at
Yeah, it wasn't as cold yesterday.
That's 525longtermcare.com.
You know, I've talked about Blue Sky CBD for quite
I decide if I'm going to put on a jacket or
with
turn
these
it
products. They just keep getting better and better. I know a lot of you, hundreds and hundreds of you, have tried it and feel the same way. And the feedback that you've been sharing through reviews is terrific. I've met with the owners, and they shared some interesting info on the latest batch of their Max Relief Balm. Now they tested at 2,700 milligrams.
Be right back. Need anything out of here from anywhere?
No, I'm good, thanks.
This stuff has been amazing for me with aches and pains. The more and more I learn about CBD, the more thankful I become for this relationship with Blue Sky CBD. Also, I wanted to let you know that if you've used promo code KHOW as a one-time code, please feel free to use promo code DAVE, my first name, for 30% off your next order. If you or somebody you know could benefit, I highly recommend Blue Sky CBD and their entire line of products. BlueSky-CBD.com. Once again, it's BlueSky-CBD.com.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy.
So, Bree said say hi.
Orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing process. If you're thinking about that, or just curious what Orchard can pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Affected by the wildfire, learn how to avoid common mistakes when dealing with your insurance company. Attend Adjusters International's free webinar series, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m.
About 15 seconds.
Learn how to educate yourself. Learn how to prepare, submit, and optimize your insurance claim. 30-minute presentations.
So Tom Bernie said to tell you hi.
Visit us at ai-icbc.com or call us at 800-248-3888. That's 800-248-3888.
He's had a tough year.
Is he sick?
He's had like 3 spine surgeries.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Renew Home Innovations for beautiful bathrooms. Renew Home Innovations. They do the wet spot in the area, so they'll do the shower or tub or a tub shower combination. They do custom showers, rectangle showers, big, beautiful showers, custom made for your movements. And they have special pricing for seniors and veterans. By the way, the showers have no thresholds, so you can wheel right in or walk right in with a walker. They're great for people with disabilities or just, of course, just regular showers. They're wonderful showers. 303-904-2000. No supply chain issues. They can start right away. All American Standard products. Wall systems that have no maintenance. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. We have a comment on the Brakes Plus call. Jody is commenting. Brakes Plus did this guy's rear brakes, and he said the rear wheel came off, did some damage. They fixed the wheel, but they fixed it wrong, according to our expert. Jody, what's your comment?
Sure. I'd taken the car in. It's an old car. Excuse me. They wanted a very high price to fix the brakes. I had it a second opinion, and it was 40% all the way around, and it never drove. It didn't steer right again after that.
What was 40% all the way around? What do you mean?
My brakes capacity for a 2003.
So are you unhappy with Brakes Plus? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And not only that, it's sitting in the yard broken again because there's something wrong with his shifter. So I know it's all tied in some kind of way.
Well, we don't get a lot of complaints about them. Did you talk to them about it?
No, I didn't. No. I'd had it happen in another state, and I kind of do the deja vu saying, another test lesson thing. And it was kind of along those lines, but it was another place where the alignment was thrown off, and I guess I'd asked someone before about that, and they said, yeah, they can knock it out of alignment, and it is, if I if I take my hand off.
How long, when was the last time you were at Brakes Plus?
Several months, last summer, possibly.
And you think all of those problems stem from them not doing the work right?
Yes.
Did you actually have somebody analyze it?
Did I actually take it in and leave it initially? Yes. Where they looked at the brakes and said it needed 1,700.
No, I mean, did you have anyone look at it after Brakes Plus looked at it to say that Brakes Plus did something wrong?
No, they didn't say that, but yes, I did, and I still see that person. But he said no. He measures everything. He said it's 40% all the way around. You wouldn't.
I guess I'm not understanding something, Jody. You took it to Brakes Plus, and you said they did something wrong, and your car's never been right since. Is that right?
The steering, yes.
And you think the work that Brakes Plus did has something to do with your steering problem?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have an expert, any other independent expert, tell you that? Did they say, Jody, I think these problems were caused by Brakes Plus?
No, because I even had it on paper, and I kept trying to show him. He didn't want to see
him. Who's him? Brakes Plus?
No, my new guy. He's mobile, and
but listen, if you can get it documented, you have to have somebody make a connection. And if you can get it documented, we'd be happy to try to help you. You can even go to one of our guys, but get it documented that the work Brakes Plus did was a result of this steering problem, or resulted in this steering problem. Suze.
So, Tom, regarding James and his Brakes Plus issue, right now how it stands is he reached out to Brakes Plus, talked to Seth. Seth wanted Jesse from Honest Accurate to call him, so maybe they'll work things out.
Maybe they will. That'll be good. All right, 303-713-8255. Cassandra, you have a follow-up, or is this another home warranty issue? Is this a follow-up? Cassandra.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were
I'm sorry. Listen, I wanted to ask you, have you ever talked to us before?
Never.
Oh, okay. No. Because we get a lot of home warranty issues. What home warranty are you calling about?
Okay, I'm calling about Choice.
Choice?
Yeah.
What happened?
So here's our issue. We have a plumbing issue, and of course, we're seniors, so we pay this rate every month so that we can have the service. Well, we called and
hold on. How long have you had Choice Home Warranty?
For about 3 years.
All right, hold on a sec. We'll come back to you, Cassandra. I don't want to rush you. Hold on.
Home warranty is really sucks. Anyway, so Bernie, is he flying and having fun? Is he retired? What is he doing?
He is.
West down I-270 at
Yeah, he's pretty much retired at
I-76
this
down to
point.
one lane after an early morning accident
Yeah,
damaged
he's
the light.
flying a fair amount.
Quite a while, so we are still seeing some
He likes that TBM.
Westbound 270 through Commerce City, but traffic is getting.
That's his, right?
Now,
Yeah, well, he's got
I-70
two partners on
westbound
that.
between 270 and
I think he
I-25.
probably flies with one of his partners does.
So we have heavy traffic. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, mostly sunny today, a high of 40. Tonight's low 14. For tomorrow, a high of 40.
Right.
And a 50% chance for scattered snow showers tomorrow. Currently, it's still high. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin.
Here it is. A few plays. Okay, I gotta hear this.
Discover thousands of dollars in new tax credits and your biggest refund guaranteed with Jackson Hewitt.
My jelly thing worked out better.
Tax pros to get a head start on your taxes.
How'd it work out?
JacksonHewitt.com to learn more and find a location near you.
Let's talk about ColoradoPainCare.com. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine will address your pain directly, right on the first visit. They have quick solutions and then longer range solutions and physical therapy and things to help get you out of pain. That's Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine. They have a new location, which is really beautiful, out in out west. I'll give you that address in a second. And Colorado Pain Care, what I love about them is that they work with all major insurance, and they don't waste a lot of time. They get right to the problem. They have trigger point injections, spinal cord blocks. They have, of course, deeper procedures, more complicated procedures. It's really what you need is what they do. 303-GOT-PAIN. Now, that new facility is in Lakewood. Oh, man, is it beautiful. It's in the 12,000 block of Bayard. That's really Alameda in Quebec area. Get details online, ColoradoPainCare.com. When you make an appointment, use the name Martino, and they'll give you a free stainless steel water bottle on your first visit. 303-GOT-PAIN. You know, another thing I love is Rocky Mountain IV Medics. I use them monthly. I had them come just a few days ago to give me hydration therapy, which is IV. You can get the Myers cocktail, which is packed with vitamins. You can get for dehydration, vitamin deficiency. They even take people who have colds, flu, COVID, and it helps you get over the hump. Hydration therapy is one of the most common therapies when you're down and out. And you can have them come to you, and it doesn't cost you any more. Not one dime more than going somewhere else. Isn't it wonderful to have them come to you? RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You can call or text this number and get same day, sometimes an appointment within an hour or so if you really need it. 720-987-2155. 720-987-2155.
This is so cool, man. Yeah, you can actually log in. This is ridiculous. So, I didn't think this guy's spots were going to air on KOA today, just for whatever reason. So, this actually allows me to go in, and this spot, they actually take the actual spot that got played, it gets recorded, and it gets uploaded instantly so I can go listen to it. And I know the exact time it played. And if it was cut off or if anything happened like that, I'll know it just by listening. I'm listening to the actual airtime of the spot on the fly.
That's cool.
Every call. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Service at home. With a new year comes new ways to save big. Belco Credit Union is offering 1% APY and a 24-month CD for balances of $500 or more. 1% APY and a 24-month CD.
Having fun with the fire truck, huh?
Stop by any Belco branch. Call 1-800.
Suzanne's got a picture of it.
They want to put water slide on it over here.
Individual rate of coverage offerings and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions. Small businesses are the backbone of America. Yet when it comes to workers' health insurance, you rarely get the savings you deserve. That's because insurance companies tend to lump you in with other businesses, and you can get overcharged. At Pie Insurance, we're on a mission to change that. With Pie, you get a quote specific to your business, and you can save up to 30% with no hassle and no hidden fees. If you like savings, take 3 minutes to see how much you could save at trypie.com. Pie makes workers' health insurance as easy as pie, with friendly representatives just a call away. No wonder customers rate our service excellent on Trustpilot.
Is that right, Ken?
Build your business and keep your employees safe. You deserve more from your workers.
Now, do you respond to any of these? Are you on there too? Do you respond to any of these?
I can type to them, and when we're like this, they can hear us.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
Where's the picture of that truck at now?
I kept thinking it was
What's that?
The truck,
So I did my research and talked to my doctor.
fire truck.
Suzanne's got one. I don't have it. Just ask Suzanne. I can't talk to her anymore because I'm plugged into you.
Is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, "Could I have EPI?"
Sponsored by AbbVie.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website, .com, for your free portfolio analysis. That's
Trying to get my hands on it, Chris.
CAMBIER.com. Securities
Oh, it's a gem.
Research Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC, investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Ted Rowland is with K&H Home Solutions, and we're going to talk to him after this home warranty question. But, Ted, on siding, what is the warranty? When would a warranty issue come into effect? Like with Everlast, did you ever have any warranty issues with Everlast?
We have not really.
Because there's really nothing to go wrong, right? But what are some of the warranty issues that may come up with siding? Warping?
Warping comes up.
Chalking, where that color kind of powders off, and for cheaper siding that can happen. I mean, what kind of warranties do you get with siding?
The main ones we get would have to do with thin siding that would warp and what we call oil can down the wall.
And that's and some siding is guaranteed against that?
Not really. If you're putting up inexpensive siding like that, then that's probably one of the things you're going to have to learn to live with.
But when you hear about warranties, lifetime warranties on siding, what does it mean?
Well, it means that the color should stay fast on there. Now, they have some
no warping,
charts. No warping,
and okay, so color, fastness, warping. What else is there really, though? There's not much else to go wrong with siding, right?
No, it shouldn't fall off the wall, that kind of stuff.
Right, or waterlog or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to get water behind it. Siding is not waterproof. Some people think it is. So you will get water behind it, but that's why you put up, you put up a you put up a vapor barrier behind it, and it drains down the house like it should. Right.
All right. So home warranties cover appliances. When Cassandra's talking about home warranty, she's not talking about the whole house. Cassandra, you bought a warranty on your house 3 years ago to cover the appliances and the plumbing, right? Okay.
Yes,
and why did you buy it 3 years ago?
Well, because it's convenient, And anytime something goes wrong, either they fix it or replace it.
Have they done it before? Have you had some good luck with this?
We have used them. Yes, we have used them. But this particular case, we have a plumbing issue, and we've called ever since the 2nd of January up until today, and all we've gotten is just a runaround. You know, and
what is the plumbing issue? What is the plumbing issue?
Well, I think it's just, you know, we need it to be, the drains need to be snaked out. You know, I don't have any bursted pipes or anything like that.
But you have slow drains?
I do. I have slow drains.
Is that covered under warranty?
It is covered under the warranty, yes.
Well, what do you mean you get the runaround when you call?
Well, exactly what I'm saying is that they will say that they're sending somebody out. And the next thing we know, okay, so I have a whole log of where we have contacted them, how many times we've contacted them.
All right, how many times total have you called them?
How many times? Let's see.
Roughly.
Okay, let's say 10. Okay?
All right,
let's go with 10. It could be more.
I think we can give this to Deputy Doc or someone. Deputy Doc sounds like a good one. And listen, say Cassandra has been calling you guys. Now, she did a good thing. She kept records 10 times and has not gotten anything. I think we can light a fire here, Cassandra, especially since you had good luck before. So hold on.
This is Brent Iverson. We're always looking forward to the new year, and we've got something else for you to look forward to. Increased loan amounts. That's right. You can now borrow more money whether you're buying or refinancing and still access the lowest available interest rate in the market. Find out more. Call Ideal Home Loans 867-7000.
I'm trying to heat me up in here.
You just
Are you cold? Huh? No, you want it warmer?
I'm fine.
Are you cold?
I was a little chilly, yeah. But if it's going to make it warm for everybody, don't
turn it up a
One
little.
for the record book. There are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on the table, and Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you get every one you deserve. Credits for being a parent, taking care of a parent, taking classes, and so much more. Don't leave thousands on the table. Jackson Hewitt will make sure you get credit for all you do, and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more and find your nearest location at jacksonhewitt.com.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Trevor Ross. The January 6th Select Committee has requested Ivanka Trump's cooperation with her investigation into the U.S. Capitol riot, including conversations with her father, former President Trump, before and after the riot, and challenges to the election results. Ivanka Trump served as a White House advisor. The committee is requesting a meeting early next month. President Biden worked to clarify comments he made yesterday about the possibility of a minor incursion by Russia into Ukraine. Today, the president said any movement by Russia into Ukraine constitutes an invasion.
We met with severe and coordinated
walked it back,
response that I've discussed in detail with our allies, as well as laid out very clearly for President Putin.
The backlash comes as the president marks 1 year into his term. Republicans criticized the Biden administration for not doing more to deter Russia before a possible invasion. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy also says U.S. allies need to take action. This is ABC News. As debate continues over whether Ukraine should be allowed to join NATO, Finland says it has no plans to join. The Prime Minister says they will stand with its allies by imposing sanctions on Russia if it attacks Ukraine. Both Finland and Ukraine share a border with Russia. With memories of last February's deadly deep freeze still lingering, the Texas governor has activated the State Emergency Operations Center.
A financial dispute resulting from the freeze 11 months ago could leave hundreds of thousands of Texans in dark homes again. The owner of 5 of the state's power plants owes the owner of a pipeline that supplies natural gas to those plants $21.6 million held over from February. The pipeline company is threatening to stop the flow on Monday unless it gets its money. The power companies are appealing to state regulators to keep that from happening. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
The International Red Cross is the latest victim of a cyber attack. Officials say hackers stole personal details of more than 500,000 people. Trevor Alt, ABC News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to
do a
break
special
down your
extra
food.
5%
It can
on
lead to symptoms like
Okay.
diarrhea,
All right, good.
gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions,
Fire
like
truck's
irritable
not
bowel
red.
syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting a better diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask if I have EPI.
Sponsored by AbbVie.
KHAL News Time, 12:03.
If you're looking for those free KN95 masks the state is giving out, might want to check with your local location. Some people have been frustrated.
There was a sign saying that we are out of the 95 mask.
That woman spoke to Fox 31 after visiting Arapahoe County Library. The state says it's shipped tens of thousands of masks and more on the way. Locations are listed on the Colorado COVID-19 website. But again, your best bet is to call ahead. Congressman Doug Lamborn is officially running for another term. Colorado Springs Republican formally announced his election campaign yesterday. Lamborn is facing State Representative Dave Williams.
He says he's enjoying Steve Bannon podcast.
So it's a good night for the home team.
Who is it?
One of the guys on the
Went to overtime, but they ended up beating the LA Clippers 130 to 128 at home. Colorado Avalanche beat the Anaheim Ducks 2-0 on the
So
road.
Tom, what does this course scan do?
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
Well, we do have a closure along westbound I-270. Again, westbound is closed
what is
between
course scan do?
I-76 and I-25.
You said
As
they're-
crews are on scene repairing a
they're
damaged light
narrow
pole
in
from
terms
an
of
earlier
kind of scans they
accident
do?
this morning. So your best bet is to stay on
Carotid
I-70
scans.
westbound and head over to I-25 that
yeah,
way. And because of
Carotid.
that, you do have some extra volume
They're
on
really-
that
they're for real.
I-70 drive. Fox
I haven't
41
done.
pinpoint weather, mostly
You've
sunny
had one
today,
done?
a high of 40. Tonight's low 14. For tomorrow,
What's
again,
that?
a high
You've
of
had one
40,
done?
but with a 50% chance for scattered snow showers. Currently, it's 37. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Chris McLaughlin, 630 KHAL.
Make their home your getaway. As a token of their appreciation, the Broadmoor is extending exclusive rates to their Colorado neighbors for the months of January and February with their Colorado Appreciation Offer. It's all here, just a short drive away. Visit Broadmoor.com today.
You know, so many people call me when they're injured and they say, Tom, who should I call? And I say, John Fuller, Fuller Law. Personal injury is nothing to fool around about. The other side will always try to minimize your claim. The other side will always try to make you feel greedy or not entitled. You need someone who will fight for you. If it's someone else's fault, you should be paid. It's not something you can ever do on your own. John Fuller will fight for you, and he only gets paid if you get paid. 303-597-4500. 303-597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
Your insurance company hired an adjuster. Shouldn't you, as the oldest, largest, and most respected public adjusting firm, Adjusters International stands ready to work with you as your partner in recovery. Our team of private adjusters represents homeowners and business owners, never insurance companies, and our time and resources are dedicated solely to you. So don't stress. Don't wait. Call today at 800-248-3888. That's 800-248-3888.
It's the Dan Kaplan Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Thursday at 4, you know it's true. You're living this. The chaos and carnage on Colorado highways and roadways has never been worse. What's the cause? What's the fix? And I'll show you why the left is to blame. Let's get this fixed. Join me at 4.
Denver's talk station has your chance. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website.
Money. That's money.
Enter it now at KHAL.com. Keep listening to win with a $12K a day giveaway.
Now you okay? I wanted to take down that offer again, Ted.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now.
Hi, Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions taking place this hour, brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. The one that I use at my home, they're great people for springs. If you have a broken spring, 24/7 service, or if you have just a door issue, hinge bolts, safety adjustments, you can do a whole inspection for $80, or you can do any component of the door or the entire opener. All of the prices at the website, OneClearChoiceDoors.com. 720-370-3987. I'm Tom Martino. If you have a problem, question, or complaint, you can call us at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And for the first time today, we have open lines, so if you have an issue at all, give us a call. There was a home warranty issue that we got, and she said she had good luck with them before, but is not getting a call back now. Home warranties in general, folks, are things that I just don't believe in. They're just, if you read them, you'll see why. Now, I'm not telling you they're going to reject everyone all the time. But what I'm telling you is the agreement is set up that way. The agreement says that they won't cover any pre-existing condition. What does that mean? Well, what does that mean? Pre-existing condition. That means that, well, hold on. You're insuring or warranting, 10 items in your house, let's say. A water heater, a furnace, this, that, and the other thing. Just, let's say there's 10 things. What's pre-existing? It means pre-existing before the contract went into effect. Well, how do you know what's pre-existing? You don't. Not until it goes wrong, and then they claim, oh, this was pre-existing. So how do you prove that? You can't. How do you disprove it? You can't. That's just what they say. Oh, it's pre-existing. The other one is this, normal wear and tear. Well, what's that? Almost everything. Pre-existing, normal wear and tear, and owner abuse. 3 things not covered.
So do they come in and evaluate it before they take on the...
Ted, as a businessman, you would ask that. Ted is with K&H Home Solutions with us today. But, Ted, you're asking that because that's the logical thing. If you're going to warrant 10 things, you want to inspect those 10 things first. And then say, okay, we're going to warranty them. But they don't. That's the problem I have with them. Here's what they do. Instead of saying, we're going to come in and check everything, and the things that do not have previous conditions, and the things that are not abused, and the things that are not worn out, we will warranty them. They don't do that. Instead, they say, we're not going to come out and inspect, but we're going to warrant everything until we don't. Meaning that you pay as if they are warranting everything. But they're not. In fact, the only time you know is when something goes wrong, if they're going to cover it. So, let's say you've been paying on this home warranty for 5 years, and the refrigerator goes down. And they say to you, oh, by the way, that's not covered because it had a pre-existing condition, or it was abused by the owner before you moved in, or it's normal wear and tear. Well, you didn't know that, but for 5 years you've been paying on it.
So how can they establish that?
Premium?
Well, how can they establish that it's pre-existing?
Well, I don't know, but they do. I don't know.
Well, that's the other argument. How can almost anything not be pre-existing? Like, really? How can it not be? If you have something used like a dishwasher, I mean, what could possibly break that hasn't slowly been happening?
The good news is that home warranty companies have been covering some things. They don't reject everything. But the contract is set up so they can. I mean, it's all in the actuarials. The contract is set up against the homeowner. It's set up against you. If you buy a home warranty, if you don't believe me, read the contract. In fact, can we find a contract online? I'd love to find one online. I don't know if they put them online.
Let's
find one. Home warranty.
No, I know one, but it's actually the only one I like. It's called Square Trade.
Home warranty contracts. I want to know. Because home warranty contracts have those clauses in them. Owner abuse, pre-existing conditions, normal wear and tear.
Or how about a maximum? I mean, you might have 5 appliances, but they're not going to spend out over $2,000 or whatever the maximum is.
or so much per visit. Listen, all I'm saying is I won't buy one. Now, if you could find one that does not have a pre-existing condition or a normal wear and tear clause, I would definitely get it.
Well, okay, that's where I was going. Why? Because generally, if you add up how much you spent after you bought a fridge before you buy a new one, most people are going to say zero. It never did break down. There never was an issue, just like a car warranty. I say you put the money in your pocket.
Okay, but I'm saying I would buy one if it was reasonable enough, if they did not exclude everything. Deputy Doc has a comment on this. Go ahead, Deputy Doc.
Hey, I spoke to Cassandra's husband, John, and here's the deal.
Now, by the way, Deputy Doc's talking about the home warranty. They've been trying to get somebody out to address the slow drains. And as I said, I didn't read their home warranty. I don't know what's covered under their home warranty. One thing she did say is she has had issues. She's had them handled in the past, which is good news. So what did you find out?
Well, I spoke to her husband, John. He said Choice Home Warranty has sent 3 people out to take care of the issue. The first person came there, examined it, and then never heard from him again. So I don't think the issue is with Choice Home Warranty. I think the issue is with the 3 people that came out and didn't do anything.
Yeah, but so I wonder if they charged home warranty for it.
Well, here's the deal. He gave me the number and the name of the person who came out the first time that actually examined the problem. So I left a message with him to call me to see why he never came back. So I'm going to follow up on the 3 people that came out to their house, because I think, Choice Warranty did their job. They sent 3 different people out to examine the issue. So I think the issue is with the people that came out there, getting them to come back. So I'm working on that part of the angle.
Deputy Doc, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Suze, we do have a follow-up for that homeless woman that called I want to get to after the break.
Okay.
I mean, because you say we have some pretty good news, I want to go look up that call and talk about it. And, Ted, you have a special you want to add to an already good special. What is that? Turn on your mic there, Ted. I'm sorry.
Yep.
All right. So this is K&H Home Solutions. What do you have, sir?
So in addition to the offer that we have, which I believe is 35%.
I can find it. Yep. I can find it. So in addition to, let's find it. And so, yeah, I believe it is, and I'm bringing it up right now.
So anybody that calls and...
Well, these were December specials. I don't have January's right now. But anyway, I think it was 35% off your package, your entire package.
Right.
And I'll find it. Yeah, go ahead. What about that?
So anybody that calls and references that they heard us on your
Martino show,
we will give an extra 5%.
Okay, yeah, 35% off Provia windows and doors. That's cool.
Yep.
You'll give an extra what?
5%.
For a total of 40% off.
Correct.
All you have to do is say, I heard you on the show.
Heard you on the show.
K&H Home Solutions, if you call, and you can get 40% off Provia windows and doors. Okay.
And we'll extend that from now till the end of the month.
Cool. KHWindows.com. You can make your own appointment. You can make your own appointment, right? On there or not? On KHWindows.com?
No.
Okay.
You need to talk to somebody.
All right. Then here's what it is. It's 303-421-7100. And you can it's 303-421-7100. You can go to KHWindows.com. But in any case, I thought you had booking on there. Are you ever going to have booking on there?
We have looked at some different things on booking. We haven't found anything so far that will work with our system.
What is that? I don't get it.
Online booking, like
online booking.
like Simply Floors does.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool thing. Some people say it's mixed. A lot of people don't like it. They like talking to people first and saying, "Hey, what about this and what about that?"
Well, a lot of times you got to call people back and say, "Well, that doesn't work because we're already scheduled up." So.
Yeah. And you have to have a way of having your open time show online so they get it, and then when you tit it, it ties it up. Online scheduling is pretty difficult. But in any case, they're offering 35% off normally Provia windows and doors, and I say that's a great price in and of itself. And then on top of that, you get an extra 5% for a total of 40%. If you call in this month and mention Martino at all. And that's 303-421-7100 or KHWindows.com. We have more coming right up.
probably wouldn't leave thousands of dollars on the table at a diner. Why leave thousands on the table with your tax return? Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you don't. This year,
Are Provia windows your regular windows?
Tax credit.
The primary window, or the main one of the windows loading has always been soft light.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised soft light's not included in that.
It wasn't when they sent me the
credits instead.
look.
Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Well, we should include that.
Hey, let's talk about American Restoration. It's really important that you take the name down, American Restoration, for fire, flood, mold, unattended death, maybe a meth lab, something you need cleaned up, a crime, whatever it is. Don't take a chance on just any random company. American Restoration is the company we know and trust. They have all of the needed EPA certifications. They can immediately mitigate floodwaters, smoke damage, anything that you need to remediate, plus start rebuilding if you want them to. They have the latest in technology and equipment. But the most important thing is they're honest. And they're not going to just rack up the bill. They're going to work with your insurance. And you can trust them to take part of any phase that you want in the restoration and remediation process. 8337-AM-REST. 8337-AM-REST, or online at amrest247.com. If you have not gotten an estate plan done, it's time you get it done. It's very, very important. Because without an estate plan, the state rules and regulations dictate what happens to your stuff. And you know what? An estate plan can also not just protect you from nuisance lawsuits and creditors and wills from being contested and all of that, but it can also protect your heirs, your children, your loved ones, who you leave things to. You can protect them through their whole lives with a well-placed trust. So whether it's a trust or a will or a beneficiary's deed for a house, or something to leave a car, whatever it is, do it the right way. And that's BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Ask all of your questions, 833-ASK-BLAKE, free of charge. And then, of course, he will charge flat rates for whatever he does for you. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to
Small businesses are the backbone of
It says here, and I took a Provia windows, the doors are recognized. Yeah, that's all, but I'll add if you want.
Yeah, just
businesses, you could get overcharged.
text over to Scott
We're
to,
on a mission to change that. With Pride,
we should include,
specific to your business.
we should include soft light in there.
30% with no
Probably
hassle,
siding.
no hidden fees.
And although I would just say windows,
Yeah.
windows and doors,
Yeah.
and leave it to you. I don't think people know a lot about
with friendly
brands at all. I just don't think they do.
Service excellent on Trustpilot. You work hard to build your business and keep your employees safe. You deserve more from your workers' comp provider. See how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote today at try.
I think the only reason that they spec
TRYPIE.com.
a particular product like that, and I think in this case it's because there was some rebate money from Provia.
Oh. What was that homeless woman's name?
Of course you have options, but why work with just any agent when you can work with the very best? Here's why you should call Gay. She already has the buyers, thousands of exclusive buyers in her Buyers in Waiting program. It's how Gay creates higher demand, multiple offers, and more money for you when you sell. And isn't that what you want? Gay sells 3 times faster and for $30,500 more on average when compared to other agents. Gay will also guarantee to sell your home at 100% of your asking price, or she will pay you.
Man, I'm telling you, that guy Paul made me think yesterday on his nose issues. Holy moly, man, did he make me think?
Why?
I think I have the same thing he does. I really do, man.
What does he have?
He's got a deep infection somewhere up here, or an infection in his sinuses up here. It's taken him forever, but his symptoms are exactly like mine. The surgery has definitely helped, but Tom, when I lay down, I fill up with mucus so fast, it's like, it's amazing.
There's been a lot of colds going around. Now, I'm convinced.
But I'm going on like 6 months.
No, I heard from a doc that we have destroyed our immune systems with all these masks and staying away from people. Instead of taking in microdoses of germs, we take in nothing. Then when something hits us, it makes us sick.
Can you imagine if COVID, like, what's the other one, chicken pox, how it goes dormant, then it comes back years later as shingles? Can you imagine if, even though you think you got rid of it, it just goes dormant and hangs out somewhere?
That's why I had single shot.
Exactly.
I don't know if people got shingles.
God, I hear it's horrible.
It's Colin Coward. Here's what's trending on our Sports Network, presented by
You want to tear your skin off, don't you?
Three-pointer in overtime, sealed the deal for the Nuggets in last night's win against the Clippers. Nikola Jokic had a monster night with a 49-point triple-double. The Broncos continue their head coaching interviews today with Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan.
Well, I never had chicken.
Coordinator Kevin O'Connell. And the NCAA is allowing each national governing body to determine their approach of allowing transgender athletes to participate. I'm Jimmy Hafford.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs, every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Denver's talk station.
You hear me? The jelly thing is good, man.
It's the 12K a day.
They had 3 already run today over there between 10 and 2.
Just listen at 5 past the hour for the keyword to enter.
It is good.
Sponsored by Guy Reed.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy Reed loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guy Reed, your neighborhood.
Even if you can't read, yeah, exactly.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We had a woman call the show the other day, and she said, Veronica said she's homeless, her car broke down, and basically it was a stolen catalytic converter, and she needed to get some help. She seemed down on her luck. What was she asking for? A place to get her car fixed?
Help with her car, yes. And so she can work.
Yeah, and she does have a job, and she's trying to make it. We really felt bad for her. And, you know, we take all of these cases in, and we examine them and do some checks on them to make sure people are for real. And unfortunately, we have to do that. We can't just help everyone who says, I need help.
She was also looking for a place to live, and in exchange, she would cook, clean. She's a housekeeper.
Yeah, she said, I know how to do a lot of things, and I'd love to trade for a place to stay. And she just sounded sincere to us, and we said we would do a background check, and we would clarify it, or verify it, I should say, and help her out. So what's going on, Suze?
So I have a couple of things, Tom. I ran a background check on her. She was fine there. We had a gentleman call who has a mother and a 94-year-old grandmother living in a house with an extra room. They said they would put her in the room in exchange for helping with the 94-year-old grandmother. The caveat was it's in Eaton, Colorado, so I presented that to Veronica. I found it a little odd. She declined the offer because she watches her grandkids a couple days a week down this way.
Oh, I never heard of that.
And the only thing I found odd about that is if you're watching your grandkids a few days a week, why are you living in a car in the cold? So,
that's a good point. She seemed to be open for anything yesterday.
Well, Eaton's, I can understand not wanting to leave the area, though.
But
if
live
she
in
has
a car
kids.
instead, Tom? It was, I don't know.
Yeah.
So, beyond that, we have, I connected her with a couple of potential jobs, so that's good.
Okay,
and
good.
then Kevin with R12 Charities is looking at her vehicle, assessing the situation to see. He helps people that are down on their luck and are trying to get on their feet with their cars. And we have a potential cash donation to the charity to help Veronica. So I am waiting for an update from Kevin to see if that's going to work out for her.
That's good. That's really good. Now, as far as the guy in Eaton, maybe someone else listening could use that.
Maybe so, Tom. I mean, the guy was genuine and just wanted to help out and needed help for his grandma.
So someone who wants to take care of someone elderly in exchange for staying there. I imagine room and board, I'm not sure, but
Maybe even a little cash. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But if someone's listening and they're qualified, of course, we would always do a background check to make sure, or to try, to prevent problems. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So in the subject of siding, is there any real siding that adds to energy efficiency to a house? I mean, do they make insulated siding?
Yeah, they do. They have siding.
Is it worth a damn, though, as far as adding insulation to the outside of the house?
It's not going to hurt. It only adds like maybe 3 or 4 R value. So it's not a huge amount of addition. Most of your benefit's going to come by putting insulation in the walls, or depending on how it's built and everything.
Right.
So, but if you want to add some if you're putting siding on, you want to add some insulation.
Yeah.
It makes some sense to do.
Now, what about our double hung windows? Double hung are the windows that we grew up with. The bottom opens, the top sometimes comes down. They're called double hung, as opposed to casement, which, wing out and in, and with a crank. Are there still double hung windows being put in?
Oh, yeah.
And then there's sliders, but sliders, I think, are bad news for windows, don't you?
In this market, sliders are probably the predominant window.
What?
Sliders and hungs.
Wait a minute. In this market, double hung windows and sliders outnumber crank out windows?
Oh, yeah. And the reason is because the crank out windows that most people were familiar with over the years were the old steel casement windows.
Oh.
And those mechanisms broke down years ago. So they got fed up with having somebody stand outside and push them closed while they...
Oh, because of the cranks are way better now.
Efficiency, yeah, the whole assembly is much better, but the efficiency of a casement window is much better than a hung or a sliding window. But most people want to stick to something that's, in their mind, is simpler.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So, I'm going to tell you something, Mark. I have had people actually upset with some of the advice I'm giving on moving scams. I don't understand. It's almost like these moving companies.
They're probably movers.
No, I know. I have taught, and I don't want to go into it, but I posted a few things about moving companies and how it works and how they work. And I have to tell you something. There are some people that saying it doesn't even work. I say, here's how they unfold. The consumer responds to an ad. Okay, listen, folks, because this happens so much, we have to do something about it. When you respond to an ad, the mover gives you a price on the phone and asks for a substantial deposit up front. That mover, who is really a broker, sells that contract to another mover with no regard to their reputation. So you're not hiring that company that's going to move you. The broker is. That second mover shows up and says, the load is way bigger than expected and demands more money before picking up your stuff, or worse, after your stuff's on the truck. The mover then puts your stuff in storage. They do not move it. They on purpose wait for you to inquire, and then a third mover gets involved. Or the second. And the third mover says, I have your stuff. I located it. It's in Colorado in storage. You said, wait a minute. I'm in Florida waiting for it. Or in Ohio. Why is it in? Well, it got screwed up. It's in storage. You can have your stuff for this much money. Then they give you a third price. Now you're going to pay 3 times. And you have to have the cash ready when they deliver it. And in the best case scenario, you're overcharged and you get your stuff and it's damaged. That's the best case scenario in this scam. The worst case is you never get your stuff. Moving has become a giant scam most of the time. Not some of the time, most of the time. So I came up with some tips. Never use a moving company out of Florida. Never use a broker, someone who does not own an actual office or does not own trucks. Always be sure to use a local agent with a reputable national carrier. Never accept a phone estimate. Insist on a guaranteed not to exceed contract. And if you buy insurance, for the move, verify with a national insurance underwriter that you actually have a policy issued in your name and read all of the exclusions. Now, how can anyone disagree with this? How can anyone? One woman says this is completely untrue. I'm the owner of a moving company, blah, blah, blah. How can she say it's completely untrue? She might do it right, but how do you say it's completely untrue? Another one says, I hate you for this.
That's the one that was a little weird.
I hate you for this. To me, it is amazing how people can hate you for advice. Honest to God. And that's on next door. Now, you can disagree with the advice, but I mean, this is actually happening. I don't have any skin in the game. I'm trying to keep people from getting ripped off. The same way I'm warning them about the free cell phones that show up.
Maybe the person that hates you does have skin in the game.
Right. Okay. Here's the thing. A lot of people, when I give advice about an industry and they're in that industry, they don't like it. They get pissed off. Now, we have 2 landscaping problems with the same company coming up right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens. If you normally travel on westbound I-270, just a heads up now, 270 westbound is closed between I-76 and I-25.
You probably don't know the answer to this, but is glucose random? A blood test, it's literally called glucose random. That's not one you would, when they do that, that wouldn't be one you fast for, right? Because
well, it depends. I mean, if you...
they didn't tell me to fast.
No, not if it's random. It's obviously they just want to see what your glucose is.
Okay.
But, that's a little inaccurate, depending on your lifestyle.
Well, it's showing me from 2010 to 2022. That's pretty cool, actually.
Well, no, they can't do a 2-year random glucose.
No,
they got it charted out.
With Kaiser, you can map all your results.
I see. A1C is more accurate than anything.
Oh, I'm sure.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies says it all. It is a retirement planning center where they take everything under one roof for you to coordinate and help you navigate retirement. And it's a family-owned and operated team approach. And they're fully comprehensive, meaning not just investing. They don't just invest and try to make commissions. Here's what they do. They help you with every aspect, including investments, and also taxes, income taxes, property taxes, Social Security. Yeah, to help you maximize your benefits. Or even long-term care, estate planning, Medicare, supplements. Retirement planning can be a big puzzle. And you may have a lot of different people doing things. It's time to get it all under one roof. You'll be surprised how affordable it is, and they're right up front with everything. You can meet with them 2 or 3 times before you even talk about charges, and there's no obligation to meet with them. You can meet with them in person at their office. They'll come to you. Give them a call or look them up. rpcenter.com, Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Get someone to coordinate everything for you or just to talk to. There's no obligation. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. And here's the best thing. They take people of all income brackets and all equities, okay? 970-663-3211.
Donnie here with Fitness Gallery. We are loving how thousands of people have found out just how safe and convenient it is to work out in...
It's like I just discovered this.
It's just too bad.
Tommy, you got to bring Veronica back up again. I've got more info.
What were you saying, Ted?
It's too bad that all the different medical things all have their own little,
I just been going to the same place forever. But you're right, it'd be cool if, like, everywhere you've been over your lifetime.
If they at least interface with one another, because,
It's like bilirubin. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So my bilirubin's great.
Whatever that is. My bilirubin is always run a little bit high, and my original doctor used to say, don't worry about it. It's consistent. It's not outrageously high. So,
I'm going to send you something. Hold on here. Yeah, I gotta log in here to my Amazon.
This is Brent
Belly
Iverson,
room.
I'm gonna show you something that's gonna blow your mind, and I hope you take my advice.
I've got a spreadsheet that goes back and tracks my blood work for about last since 2005.
Available interest rate in the market. To find out more, call Ideal Home Loans today, 303-867-7000, or you can apply online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender, regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756 for terms and
Search
conditions.
for
April 4 or 5 ID.
As we age, we can't always plan on good health, but you can plan long-term care coverage to give peace of mind to you and your family. It's maybe a little and a great way to learn about long-term care is to join my friends from 525 Advisors for their upcoming free long-term care planning live webinar this afternoon at 4. You'll learn so much. 525 Advisors will explain how long-term care works, what the coverage pays for.
Can you go to, I'm going to send you an email.
Different ways to fund a plan. They even have plans with lifetime benefits that pay you back if you never use it. Then when you're ready, 525 Advisors will design a custom plan with you, just like they're doing for my husband and me right now. I love how much time they've spent with us, and it's not just me. Read the reviews. People love working with Brian and Madeline at 525 Advisors. So get the great peace of mind long-term care coverage gives you.
So,
now for the free live webinar this afternoon at 4.
About
Sign up at
2 years ago.
525longtermcare.com. That's 525
Let me show you this because I have it up.
So you're redoing your kitchen and bath?
So about this is Billy Room's page, going back to 2010, but I don't even care about that. Look right around 20, I go in, and then, you want it in between here and there. And for the first time, I got close, okay? And then as you can see, it dropped drastically. The only thing I did different is what I emailed. And it's unbelievable, man. There's nothing else, no lifestyle change, nothing else.
No diet change?
No diet change. My diet's been the same for about 5 years. So, but it's amazing. Just look at that right on Amazon. It's like $20, if that. It's basically called milk thistle.
That right there?
Yep, milk thistle. Yeah, it's a supplement. It's milk thistle. But you give it 2 months and then recheck, I guarantee it drops. I don't care what level you're at. There's no doubt about it that it works. Absolutely no doubt.
Milk thistle does what?
Drops your bilirubin.
And what is
why were your bilirubins high?
Well, they weren't high, but.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So we had talked about Veronica, a homeless woman, car broken down, stolen catalytic converter. We're trying to get her car fixed and get her a place to stay in exchange for helping or doing housekeeping. One guy had called from Eaton and said, I have an elderly father or mom. I'd love to have somebody there. We can have her stay there. And she said, I don't want to go to Eaton. I have grandkids close by. What else? Now, you said something else happened.
Yeah, so this is interesting, Tom. I just got a call from a listener, Sherry, who listens all the time. Her grown daughter has 2 teenagers, and the daughter needed help getting the teenagers back and forth to school and had a room. So she reached out on Nextdoor and found Veronica. Veronica moved in last Thursday and was helping with the daughters, and after being on our show yesterday, moved out, leaving the daughter in a lurch with her 2 teenagers.
Oh, my God.
Back, and then also leaving the daughter stressed about her job because she's now got to get her kids to school when she did have the help. It's all very sketchy, Tom.
She found Veronica on Nextdoor, and Veronica called us to get out of that situation, right?
Veronica said she's been living in her car.
Yeah, that's what she said yesterday.
Tom. She's had a room since Thursday.
Boy, I love this.
Very odd.
We ought to change the name of the show or have a subline called the Truth Detector. This show is the Truth Detector.
So on a side note, Tom, if there's anyone in the Broomfield area who wants a job taking 2 teenagers back and forth to school, reach out. I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow when I get more details on that.
Yeah. This is not the first time we heard people having a problem with people they found on Nextdoor. Of course, there's no way to reference them. I mean, you got to really do your checking, people. Hey, Eve.
Yes. Hi, Tom.
Langoria Landscaping is the name of the company?
Yes, correct.
What's the problem?
Well, we hired him back in April of last year, the end of April, and we were doing a complete backyard remodel. We hired them to do a 2-tier patio, fireplace, pergola.
What was the contract? How much was the contract?
$52,000.
Woo! Okay, so I hope you didn't pay a lot of that up front if you're having problems.
We did.
Oh,
actually.
no. How much?
Well, we put a down payment of $30,000 to start.
Oh.
Yep.
Then what?
Then, let's see, I think according to the contract, 2 weeks later, we paid another $10,000 for labor. And then we were supposed to pay the remaining at the end. But because costs were going up, they asked us for another $7,000 of the $10,000, which we reluctantly gave. And they have abandoned our job. It is not even half complete.
So wait a minute. So you paid 30 plus 10 plus 7. You paid 47 so far.
We've actually paid the whole 52.
Then the balance. Okay, so you paid the whole thing. And why did you pay the whole thing? Did you say it's not even half done?
Right, correct. It's not even half done.
Why did you pay it all? How did they get you to keep paying?
So the owner got sick, supposedly got sick in August, and his son was taking over, and they were having some money problems, and in order for them to keep returning, because we had such a huge investment already, we reluctantly gave the son the $5,000 to show up and pay for supplies.
Gotcha.
While they were trying to figure out why the dad was so sick in and out of the hospital.
Are they lying about the dad being sick, or is he really sick, or
we're not sure. We had the son coming out until November 10th, and it was very spotty. Every once in a while, just himself. He would come, do a couple of things, and then leave.
Do you have at least all your materials, Eve? Do you know? Do you have at least all your materials?
Most of the materials are here, Tom. They said that they purchased some other things that they never brought. They kept telling us their truck was breaking down. Finally, at the end, the son kept saying he didn't even have money for gas to come up to Windsor to finish our job.
Okay, so you're up in Windsor. Hold on. Do you know Lisa, Eve? Do you know her?
Yes, I do not know her, but Lisa reached out to me when I posted on Facebook about what happened, and Longoria had taken their page down after I had put out our story, and Lisa happened to message me. She's in Berthoud, and the same thing happened to her
Lisa,
mom.
how much did you pay? Lisa.
Hi, this is Lisa. We paid $20,000, and we ended up with exactly the same thing. It is a disaster. They have destroyed my 88-year-old mother's. She just bought a house in Berthoud, moved from Boulder, and they tore up her entire backyard.
Now, when you say, so this wasn't you, it was her home, or did you also hire him and she hired him?
Well, I was there, and I hired him. Yeah, I did hire him. And
so did you both
I got
lose,
a
but
referral.
did both you and your mom lose money?
My mother lost money. She's 88.
Oh, my
and,
God.
You know, handicapped.
But you didn't lose money yet.
No.
Okay, so...
My mother did.
All right. So even Lisa, what's your mom's name?
My mother's name is Bonnie. Her last name
Okay, I don't need her last name right now, dear. Okay, Bonnie. So
Bonnie.
This guy, oh, my God, this is terrible. And by the way, it does fall under, I checked, the Contractors Trust Act, which does... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. That's when I was looking up research, trying diligently to figure out what our next recourse is. I came across that and was wondering if that's because of the price that's what it fell under.
Yes, but let me tell you about it, because it's really important you take the right steps immediately. Hold on. We'll come back to it.
To answer your question on the bilirubin, when I was fasting, my bilirubin increased. And my doctor said, well, it's going to do that because you shouldn't be fasting. Your body's made to eat a certain amount each day, blah, blah, blah. So I started researching it, and I started taking that milk thistle about 2-3 years ago. Corrected it instantly.
I wonder what it has that does that.
That I don't know, man. That I'm not going to pretend to know. But
because it has to do with liver.
Yeah. Yeah, and the other thing they can do it, I don't know if you ever don't do carbs, but for a long time, I mean, when I say I was doing little carbs, I was doing like under 10 or 15 a day, and that's not good for you either.
Right.
Delivery options for even less than Medicare about. Start filling your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and see how much you could save today.
Here's pictures of that.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com for free market valuations of your home, and it's really detailed, multi-pages, photos, measurements, comparables to tell you what your home will sell for. That's different than what it's worth, because an appraisal tells you the sticks and stones and mortar and all that, and then comparables, right? But many homes are selling for more than the appraisal, and Frank will tell you what to expect on the market. If you're thinking about listing, you may want to have it done. If you're thinking about improving, you may want to have it done. And it's all free with Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No tricks, no gimmicks. 303-920-1622.
You know, I saw this thing on the local news today. It said the average person, in fact, more than average, they were talking like 70-80% of people. This is unbelievable. If they have to come up with $1,000 at one time, they simply can't do it. They got to use credit or do something else. You know, when we talk about furnaces and home service, we always can give a low price, but a low price on a furnace, even if it's only $4,000 or $5,000, a lot of people don't have that. Simple as that. Or they got to put on a credit card and have this crazy high interest. That's why the guys at 888 Heating have done this. You can get a new furnace for less than $59 a month. A new furnace for less than $59 a month. A new furnace for less than $59 a month. 888heating.com is a website. 888-HEATING is a phone number.
The MLK Tapes is your next true crime podcast obsession.
What is NPR stands by the report?
You know, explain that to me.
Even though the two people involved said it's not.
No, it's worse than that. One,
What are 3 and 4? Sounds good.
Roberts, the head justice.
Include that in the 12. You got Suze.
So NPR had a report.
Let's include that for 1231, though, even though I got it now.
That Sotomayor.
I wonder if I should or not. Actually.
Well,
I wonder if I should.
The only reason I'm fine to do that for you, I felt a little.
Most respected public adjusting firm, Adjusters International stands ready to provide you a path to financial and emotional recovery. Call today at 800-248-3888. That's 800-248-3888. 800-248-3888.
Your car is worth more right now than any time in the past, and that's pretty exciting. Trade in, trade up, trade down, whatever your needs are, the Sharpest Rides in Englewood, they are going to give you the best offer hands down. And the Sharpest Rides is so easy to get to, just located minutes from I-25 in Santa Fe. And with the best appraisals in town from their trained buyers, you know you'll always be taken care of and get the best deals at the Sharpest Rides. I'm telling you, if you're looking to trade in, go to the Sharpest Rides, best customer service in town. And get more info at thesharpestrides.com.
Man, I am happy to tell you about the only realtor that made the cut for Team Dave Logan, and that is Troy Hansford. I recommend Troy because he's the only agent that will guarantee to sell your home at your price, or he'll write you a check for $5,000. And the good news, he puts that in writing. He can make that guarantee because he spends tens of thousands of dollars generating demand. And right now, he has hundreds of approved home buyers ready to buy. He just doesn't have enough houses. So if you have a house, Troy might have that perfect buyer for you right now. Give him a call, 720-900-4433. Let me give you a story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
That dinner was delicious. What's next?
I'm thinking just the check.
Do you frequently have gas, bloating, diarrhea, stomach pain, or loose oily stools after eating? One or more of these symptoms could be a sign of Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI, and it may be time to talk to your doctor.
If you have EPI, Creon may be right for you. Creon, pancrelipase, is an oral prescription medication that treats EPI. Creon replaces enzymes you may be missing to help you break down food properly.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Do not chew capsules or contents as this may cause mouth irritation. Tell your doctor if you have unusual or severe stomach pain, bloating, trouble passing stool, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, worsening of painful swollen joints, or allergic reactions. Other side effects may include changes in blood sugars, gas, dizziness, or sore throat and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Talk to your doctor about Creon, the #1 prescribed EPI treatment, and visit gocreon.com. That's GOCREON.com. Or call 1-800-633-9110.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com.
Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research, Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investment advisor representative, Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated.
From your radio to your desktop, and when you ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio, Denver's talk station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I want to get right back to these people. Eve and Lisa, they were ripped off royally by Longoria Landscaping, and you're not the only ones. And what's next for this guy is probably bankruptcy, but here's what you need to do, because you can actually get this thrown out of bankruptcy, and we can tell you from experience how to do it based on the people we've helped in the past and the attorney's advice to them. First and foremost, the Contractors Trust Act does cover landscaping. And let me tell you in essence what it says. Since you guys have paid literally, thousands and thousands of dollars to this guy, one paid $20,000, the other one paid $52,000. It says that money accepted for a job must be held in trust for that job and can't be commingled. So Longoria is not allowed to take that money and spend it, except on your job. And if he did, Eve, and didn't finish the job, it can turn criminal. And Lisa, the same with you and your mom. So here's the deal, though. Some judges have discharged this debt in bankruptcy. In other words, they let people get away with it if the contractor pleads ignorance.
Okay.
But the way to get around that is to let them know right this minute, that you expect a full refund for what he didn't do. And I'm not going to tell you how to write legally. Here's how I would do it. I'd say, hey, bud, basically, I paid you this much money, and you've done this much work. That's approximately, I overpaid you by this much. Therefore, by the time I finish it and correct your mistakes, I overpaid you by this much. According to the Contractors Trust Act, the money should be held in trust for this job, and you shouldn't have spent it on anything but this job. And if you did, you broke the law, and I'm coming after you.
Okay.
I'm putting you on notice that you're in violation of the Contractors Trust Act, and then quote it. Go and find the CRS number. And the reason I tell you that is because then he can't plead ignorance now, especially if he keeps doing it. So I really would put him hip to it immediately, and then you protest. If he does go bankrupt, you show up at the creditors meeting, and you contest it. And you say, look, this is the Contractors Trust Act. This is fraud. This is not a consumer debt. This is fraud. And have any of you tried to reach out to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Did any of you talk to him?
No. Yes. I can't get a hold of his son, his project manager, or himself. They've all. Okay. What
are the names of Longoria? Who are they? Who's the father? Who's the father there, and the son? Who's the father?
The father's Manuel Longoria.
Okay.
His son is Manuel Longoria Jr.
Okay.
And the project manager is Laura Donenfeld.
Now, I'm not sure we can hold her responsible if she's an employee there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
well, Lisa, tell her what Lisa had to write the check to Laura because of a bank issue.
wait a minute. In Laura's
Yes.
name?
Yes.
Yes.
Holy crap. What's her
Hey,
name
Tom,
now? Yeah, I
there's
want her
about-
name. What's her name?
Her
Laura
name
what?
Laura Donnenfeld, Donnenenfeld.
Donnefeld. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
And there's
And
about 12 of us that we have found, Tom, that have all had issues with Longoria Landscaping since last spring.
Now, is he operating mostly up north or where?
He is located in Longmont.
In Longmont. Oh, God.
Yes.
God, Longmont just breeds them, don't they? I swear to God. No, I'm serious, people. If Longmont and Greeley, it's like the word went out. I think it's in the census. Hey, if you're a ripoff, come here. It's just amazing to me. Yes,
Tom,
Suze.
can we have Smarty Marty maybe try giving them a call?
Yeah, we can. But,
Think it's a good idea?
well, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt, Suze. Look, we're going to try to contact them and see where they stand. Meanwhile, people, both Lisa and Eve, get those letters written about the Contractors Trust Act demanding the money back for work not done and that you know he's in violation. We're still going to work with you. We're going to put somebody on this to call him, and we're going to start warning others. Meanwhile, if you have any photos of him or you know where to find him, let us know. Let Suze know, because we have to warn people about him.
God, this is terrible.
So, Tom, is there any info? Can we find any info on success with the Contractors Trust Act? That's what.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's been success. Okay. I've had success. In the past, we've taken people to court. I mean, my attorney that we've referred to these people, I've taken them to court, I should say. Hey, Frank, this is Tom Martino. If you could please wait, I'll take you first up after the break, okay? Thank you, Frank. Ted, I want to try something, okay? It's called personification. I've told you about this before in the past. In the next hour, I want to talk to you a little bit about what you do, but I want to talk to you about you. I want to talk about funds, what you used to do, not politics though, because we don't want to. You want to be a blank slate about politics and religion. But I want to talk to you because I'm a firm believer now, and I really mean this, that if we personify the owners, we can give a personality to this whole thing, and I think it's improved things. It's a little experiment I've been doing with George. It works.
Okay, George.
Fix it.
Okay.
It's real. I'm really looking to just take that extra step to do something to make things. And I'm going to start posting about you guys. We opened up accounts on Nextdoor and stuff, and we're going to be talking about like good stuff here and there, not like ads, but just subtle stuff. Just so you know.
We're on Nextdoor too, so.
Yeah. Okay. Ivanka Trump has responded to the Select Committee's request to incorporate the January 6th investigation. In a statement, a spokesman for the daughter and staff advisor to former President Trump said she didn't speak at the rally and called for peace. The committee wants
It just always amazes me. We get people that resist giving us a deposit, and of course, if they've heard Tom, they say that he said not to give a deposit. So it's crazy.
It's kind of a mixed thing, I guess. You know, you want to make sure that people that you're contracting are able to do what they want to do, but then at the very same time, if you need my money to do my work, then we need to know that up front. You know? And now I need to figure out a way to support you in getting my work done.
So what happens, what I see is people get such a good deal. They don't want to lose a deal. And the guy says, but I need your money in order to pay for the materials because I don't have the money to pay for the materials. That should be a red flag, right? But it isn't, because he's giving them such a good deal that they start weighing the deal against. And, you know, it usually starts out with a nominal amount of money. You know, it's a $50,000 price tag on the thing, give them $5,000, it's not the end of the world, it's 10%.
No,
Then they start coming back for a little more and a little bit more and a little bit more.
That initial little lick doesn't seem to hurt so much because now you're engaging them. But then if they start, let me just leave this tap open here,
right,
we got a problem.
And for us, 10% gets people committed to the deal. It doesn't mean they don't cancel. We still get cancellations from people. Not a lot, but we get cancellation. And we give them back their money. But it gets them a little bit more committed. They got a little skin in the game. And so, which is as much why we ask for a deposit as anything else. We don't need the money to go out and buy the products. It's more, we don't do this often, but if we end up with a $150,000 job, it's probably a little bit more that we're going to put out a lot of money, so we want some offset to that. But we don't do jobs that big. I mean, I think I've done one job in the last 10 years that was of that kind of size. So I like to stay away from those things because you can flip upside down really fast on those kind of jobs.
Yeah, you're buried under it.
Yeah. Especially in this market where the price is changing so fast.
Or something going wrong.
Well, you got prices changing and delays, which are two things that just kill you on a job.
I was going to have a guy do some electrical work for me. He's a certified electrician. I know he's got papers. I know he's getting work for different public schools. I got cut into him by another friend of mine. Okay, who I trust, the utmost. But I had the guy come over. The guy looked around at our house, and it appeared that he was surprised that we have a nice house. It appeared that he was surprised, okay, at that. And then I said, well, he said, well, we're going to need this and we're going to need that. I said, well, let's go over here to Home Depot and pick those things up. Now, since you're over here, you got to go past it. I'll drive my car over there and we'll just go to Home Depot. I'll get those things and bring them back home again. And then when you come back, you'll be ready to go. He didn't want to buy those things from Home Depot. He wanted to get them from his buddy. Okay, and I'm like, okay, we'll just let you get them from your buddy. So I went home and then I sent him a text message. Hey man, where's your buddy? Right. He sent me a text message back saying that he didn't want to do the work. I was actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I asked my friend, what's up with him? I ain't heard back from, I've talked to my friend since, okay, but we haven't talked about him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
Sometimes the best deals you do are the ones you don't do.
I read that right. I read that right. I'm thinking. And turned around and ran into another person and told them what we wanted to do. They looked at it. They came over the next damn day with all the materials, blase this, blase that, did the freaking work, okay, and got paid afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, I like him. I like him.
As long as he did the right work. I mean.
Well, he did the right work. I needed an additional service put into the basement.
Okay.
So he came out and looked at it and suggested where we should actually put the box and all of this other stuff, and said I'm going to need about this much, the back braid and the and all that. And he literally came back with the stuff the next day.
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bills. That's bills. Enter it now at KHAL.com. Keep listening to win with a $12K a day giveaway.
With bad news, you need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help come and make.
This
It's the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life a little easier. And we love helping people. That's the whole idea of the show. I've been doing it for more than 40 years, recovering millions of dollars for people on all kinds of problems. Cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. This hour brought to you by waterpros.net, the best water systems ever, whether you want purification or softening for the lowest prices ever. It's just that easy. Whole house systems under $2,000, water fountains. You never buy bottled water again under $1,000. And I'm going to tell you, I have the systems and I swear by them. These guys are genuine. They're not going to scare you, and they do free water tests. They're the best, man. I mean, and the prices are incredible. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. You know, when I feel, and I want you to give me feedback on sponsorships and stuff. Believe me, people are not ashamed to email me things. I want you to email me. My honest to God pledge to you is to give you the best information available. Sure, we make money on advertising. Everyone in broadcasting, everyone in print, everyone in social media makes money in advertising. That's not the point. Here's the point. Do they care who they advertise about? And do they have control over it? And that's the point. Look, we're trying to be transparent. There's no one perfect, but damn, you have to have a place to have recourse and to complain and to make your desires known. And if there's ever somebody bad in our system, we want to rout them out. That's why we recommend, and we highly recommend the people we do. Because there is a big difference between the best and the worst. And then there are a lot of ripoffs that appear to be good, and then they just rip your face off. Now, let's talk about reverse mortgages with Frank. Hi, Frank. Thanks for waiting. What's going on? What question do you have about reverse loans?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for doing what you do for the people.
Thank you, man.
I'll give it to you in a nutshell.
Yeah.
My father passed away in 2001, paid off his home, left it to my mother, didn't leave her any life insurance. So she did a reverse mortgage in 2003. She's been living off the money and working part-time from home. Here we are now. Fast forward ahead, 19 years later, can she do another reverse mortgage so she can retire?
Yeah, of course. Now, here's the point. Do you know how much the reverse loan has accrued to with interest right now?
No, she's 85, and all she tells me is I have a sheet of paper that they send me every month, and I would have to go get it from her.
Okay, I would want to point her to somebody that will take really good care of her, like Joan Sullivan, approvalreverse.com. But here's what I mean. If she has a loan, it accrues, okay? Now, when she was younger, if she got it, you said how many years? In 2003.
2003, she's 85, so if you reverse 20
right, she got about 50% loan maybe. And here's what I'm getting at. That house is more likely appreciated beyond what the balance is. So she can do a refi and get more cash out. Yes, the answer is yes, she can. And it will still accrue against the house. And as long as you don't care about her eating up the equity, no one should care, because you'll never have to owe anything. Yeah, she should live off that. That's what it's made for. That's exactly what it's made for. And right now, rates are great.
Exactly. It's taken me a year to talk her into that. I've used all your words.
No, now listen, I want to make this clear. I want to make this clear. I'm not pushing reverse loans on everyone. I think there are ideal circumstances. And certainly when someone has absolutely nothing to live off of and they have equity in their home, they should take advantage of it. Why wouldn't they? Why would they suffer if they could live off equity that accrues against the house? They never have to pay it back, and they can never go upside down on it. So, But that doesn't mean that I want you to just go out and use anyone. I want you to use people that will follow the law, do it the right way, and take care of her. So you should Yeah, so you should be on the call with her and call Joan over at Approve or Reverse and say, and just ask questions. She'll answer all of your questions, and any good lender will without nailing you. In other words, they'll answer any question on exact cost, exact how much she should get. But at being 85, she's going to be able to extract every last bit of equity out of there with a small reserve. So I would do it, and it's 303-771-3528. That's what I would do.
303-771-3528.
Yeah, and Joan, or is it Rosemary? Or I always say that. Rosemary?
Mary Jane Hall.
Mary Jane. Okay, Mary Jane. So, yeah, talk to Mary Jane, or you can talk to Joan. 303-713-TALK. Now, Janelle. This is a problem with the landscaper. Now, man, we're getting a lot of problems with landscaping.
And it's a weird time of year.
Yeah, I think it's all, well, the ones we had on just a while ago, man, beware, people, of this guy, Manuel and Manuel Jr., Langoria Landscaping. They're out of Longmont. People have paid them thousands of dollars and got nothing. So what's going on with you, Janelle?
Thank you for taking my call. Yes, we're in Aurora, and I hired Mr. Landscape, old to new, and his name is Casmero Reyes. And we hired him to start November 22nd, and he said that he would do a driveway for us, level the driveway, concrete, and put in a wall, a retaining wall for us. I haven't heard. I have called him.
Wait. Here's the most important question: did you pay money up front?
$2,500.
Oh my God! If this doesn't sound like J. Lopez.
Yeah, but the problem is, everybody is doing this. Everybody's giving money up front. Why are people paying money up front? Why?
To lock in the deal.
Yeah, I didn't think he would start the job.
Yeah, you don't pay money up front except for these few circumstances. Stuff is ordered for you and you can verify it custom, or stuff's delivered to your home, materials, or work begins. I mean, it's just so amazing how many people pay. And did he do any work at all?
He actually did do some work. He actually leveled where we're going to have the drive, and leveled it down to where you can put the concrete in, and he put some rock base in there.
Okay, well, what happened to him? Do you know?
I don't know. He actually did try and get my permit one time, because he sent me that information that he was sending to the city.
But he didn't put up forms or anything. He just leveled the ground and left?
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Have you talked to him at all?
The last time I talked to him was December 29th.
What did he say? Happy New Year?
He was still
Yeah.
He said he was still planning on doing my work. He said, I'm just waiting on the permit. He said, I'm waiting on the
Have you tried calling him since?
I have. I called him January 13th and got no response. I told him, hey, I might need to get a lawyer. You're kind of messing me over here.
You know,
no
do you think you got $2,500 worth of work at least?
No. Oh, no. Not even close.
How much was the full contract going to be?
$5,000.
At least you didn't pay more. Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Do you have an actual written contract?
I don't. I have it in text is the only thing I have that looks like a contract. Because he texted me saying he was going to do this for $5,000.
That's going to be rough. God, that's going to be rough to get. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can get a hold of him on his cell phone or whatever. Okay. Hold on. I mean, we'll give it a try. How many are we hearing about? My God. Hey, Smarty Marty, what's going on?
Yeah.
You have an update?
This was the case with Norman versus the bad kitchen job.
Yeah.
The other day.
Yeah. I'm looking for it. Norman, his parents hired a contractor, Miguel Moreno, Miguel's Flooring, to remove and install the kitchen, And basically, it was such a horrible job. Oh, my God.
Really bad job.
Horrible job. It looks like a kid with a hatchet went in there, and then another kid went in with his coloring book. Anyway, so what's going on?
Well, I attempted to reach Miguel through his cell phone. He won't pick up. It doesn't have voicemail. I texted Miguel. He doesn't say. He says I don't speak English. So we went ahead and Suzanne helped me get someone who speaks Spanish that used to work with you. Named Sia. Do you know Sia?
Yeah.
So Sia called me, or I called Sia just now. We sent a text. I sent a text to Miguel. He again asked me. He asked me, "Who are you?" And I told him in Spanish what it's about, a little bit of what it's about. He won't respond. He hasn't responded. So that's all I can do. I think Norman needs to go to small claims.
Well, I don't think that's going to do any good either. I think the guy's a crook.
Well, small claim. I mean, what? He'll get a judge. Can't he? Garnish wages or?
Well, yeah, if we can find wages or.
Not with small claims, though, can you?
Well, no. You went with small claims where you get the judgment. Then with the judgment, you do all the other stuff. It's first getting the judgment
to property. I heard that when you get a judgment, you can attach it to their property.
Yes, if you can find property.
If you can find them.
Property.
Yeah, if you can find them. A lot of people are what they call judgment proof, meaning even though there's a judgment, there's not much you can do about it. But we appreciate you trying to follow up.
Yes, that's it.
This guy just sounds like a clown.
Taking the L on that one, Tom.
What's that?
Taking the L, the loss.
Yeah, and then what about, do we have a picture of this guy? I think we need to warn people. See, there are so many people. My God, it is just overwhelming what's happening. And here's the bad news. Nobody cares. Not in government. Nobody cares. There are so many rip-offs. So many. And they all start with money down and not coming back. We have more coming up. Give us a call. Don't let it get away from 303-713-TALK.
Affected by the wildfire? Learn how to avoid insurance company. Attend Adjusters International's free webinar series, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Strictly educational, nothing being sold. Learn how to educate yourself. Learn how to prepare, submit, and optimize your insurance claim. 30-minute presentations, followed by Q&A. Visit us at am-m.com or call us at 800-248-3888. That's 800-248-3888.
So, I want to tell you about free legal advice, and I mean it, from someone we know and trust about personal injury. If you're injured in an accident, you have so many questions. What's it worth? How do I collect? What do I do first? Is it worth talking to the insurance company? All of these questions. John Fuller is set up to answer those questions free of charge. He really is. Just call him and ask. 303-597-4500. John Fuller. He'll answer your questions free of charge. There's no obligation to hire him. If you do hire him, by the way, there's no upfront cost. There's no out-of-pocket money. He just collects, if he collects for you, a small percentage of that. That's 303-597-4500. John Fuller. Fuller Law. You can find him on referralist.com. You can also find on referralist.com theartofgranite.com. For solid surface, natural stone, or whatever you need in countertops, he has it. And Mitch Floria and his team will put that together at wholesale for you with the materials. They're tear out and haul away free. They'll also do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. And all you have to do is call for your price. Theartofgranite.com, which does any kind of countertop. 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
What if selling your car made you as happy as Flowers, Puppies, Sunshine Pie? Well,
at EchoPark.com, it's so easy to sell your car, it actually does feel like Flowers, Puppies, Sunshine Pie. You're welcome. EchoPark.com. Buying and selling made happier.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions, not available in all areas. Actual
Workers' comp can crush a small business.
What would you say the biggest change in your personality has been in a 25-year period of time?
What's that?
The biggest difference in your personality. I don't mean your on-air personality, just in general.
Me?
Yeah, like, for example, softer, harder.
Way softer, way less quick to anger, way more patient, way. Because it's just not fucking worth it.
Just crazy. What, it just took a while to learn?
No, it just age. You honest to God, you start thinking about what's important and what's not, and you just don't fucking sweat the small stuff. Honest to God, I swear. It's like,
grow my company while not breaking the bank.
Find out how much you could save with High Insurance. Ask your
I used to adamantly not give a shit.
Do you think if you had that, do you think you would have had the same success if you acted the way?
No, I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying that what I did in the past wasn't apropos for the past.
No, that's not my question. I know it wasn't. Your career proves that. But do you think your TV and radio, and do you think it would still be in the same place if you had your thought process now back then?
If I had the wisdom that I have now back then, it would have been more role playing instead of reeling. I think I would have gone farther.
You think you would have went further? That's interesting.
No. If I didn't lose my I'm not talking about losing my aggressiveness or enthusiasm.
I think that's what built the audience.
Well, but I'm thinking of aptly applying it, though. I don't know how to explain it. I'm not talking about my audience on here. I'm talking about a lot of relationships I fucking burned. I was really hard to deal with. I really believe
Or was it because you couldn't separate your own air and your
I don't know what it was, a power trip maybe. I don't know, Mark. And I look back sometimes what I used to say to people and think, why the fuck did they put back then? But I'm not talking about on air. On air, you know,
different.
No, I would have been probably the same on air. Because I always loved people.
Hey, it's Mark. How are you? Hey, do you guys Pueblo West? Would you do a kitchen remodel? And I texted Mark. I didn't hear back from him, man. I got someone blowing me up here. A kitchen remodel, and they want a sunroom or something like that added. Is that too far, Pueblo West?
Don't wait. Take the quiz and get screened. Go to cancerscreenquiz.com now.
Okay, cool. All right, hey, thanks.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look like?
All right, I'm glad I didn't send that email. No one wants to go to Pueblo West. You go to Pueblo West?
I don't go to Pueblo.
I don't go to Pueblo either.
We stopped going south of mine.
About right there, yeah.
Cambridge Investment Research Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Successful Capital Partners are not affiliated.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Still icy this morning with some patchy fog, and we're looking at sunshine and temperatures today in the low 40s. On Fox 31, 6.1 by the TV here on
That is not a good combo.
Good. So lower your rates, not your expectations. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Harris Family Law is for all of your law questions regarding divorce. If you are going through a divorce, I hope you're not. Harris Family Law, by the way, they do mediation as well. But what I love about them is they can help you in any part of the divorce or the whole thing. It's your choice. They try to keep the cost down by helping you with one aspect or another. You might just want to modify support or just file or just do this or just do that. Or you may want them to do the whole thing. Why don't you start with them at least? They're good people to start with to get a good idea of how you should proceed. 303-515-5000, Harris Family Law. I've known them for years, 30 years or more. 303-515-5000, harrisfamilylaw.com. That's Rich and Lisa Harris started this many, many years ago. harrisfamilylaw.com, 515-5000. Okay, so Ted, on the we have a question on Windows. If Windows have a broken seal and they start fogging, is there anything can they be fixed? I mean, short of just replacing the entire glass unit, I don't see them being fixed. Do you?
Right. There may be people have experimented with trying to fix those, but they're sealed. So once that seal breaks, you just have to replace the whole glass unit.
Now, we have had a company in the past that used to do that. They would take an IGU, insulated glass unit, and actually replace it for different makes and models or custom build them. It turned out to be quite expensive, but a lot of people chose to do it because they didn't want to tear out the window.
Yeah, it's definitely less expensive to replace the glass unit.
Well, it can be. It wasn't that much. It wasn't so much less expensive as it was less hassle. The cost wasn't that much cheaper, believe it or not. Because people look at taking out a window as a major hassle, which leads me into my next email. Do people ever buy just a window or two that go bad? And to me, you would want them to match. I mean, but you can do windows themselves, individual.
No? Yeah, you can do part of a house instead of doing the whole house. And listen, it depends on finances. If you don't have the money to afford to do the whole thing, then you do what you can do. You figure out what the worst part of your home is, where the worst windows are, and then you replace those.
We have an email question, Suze, for them too. Do we have one? Go ahead.
Sure do. Ryan writes this. I have a barn that I am residing. Looking for a material that stands up to dirt and water. The drainage kind of sucks, so I need some high-quality material for the bottom 2 feet.
Well, man, that's weird. First of all, a steel building, they're made for that, like steel siding. You know, I'm talking about barn. I call it barn siding. What the hell? Yeah, it's really just steel siding. You see on Morton barns, you see them on Cleary barns, you see them on all the pole barns. You see these metal things, right? Those powdered metal things. They stand up to almost anything.
Yeah, it's more of a specialized product. You don't put that on a house typically. I mean,
no. Yeah, it's not very good looking for a house, but it looks really nice. It's a vertical type thing. Yeah, and it's a metal vertical siding. I don't even know what he means the bottom 2 feet. Now, if he's doing like a shiplap, is he doing a lap siding? That's different. And if you do a lap siding, to change the bottom 2 feet would be stupid. I would do the whole thing in lap siding, the same material. And wouldn't Everlast hold up to all kinds of weather? It would.
Everlast would
right on the damn ground, I think.
It would be okay to use for that. You know, the bottom 2 feet, what you have is with something like hardy siding, because it will absorb water. You have to get it up off the ground. So the bottom, you don't.
No, I wouldn't do hardy, but that's between you and me. You like hardy, and
it's okay.
Yeah, I like Everlast, or I like steel. You know, the steel stuff for barns. He could consider a knee wall as well. Just pouring a knee wall around.
That's what I was going to say. Concrete 2 feet higher. Waterproof it with that black tar stuff. That's it.
I mean, that to me would be the best. But if anyone else has ideas, call us on that 303-713-TALK. Now, listen, on this landscaper thing, we said we're going to call.
Oh, you want me to have a deputy call?
Yeah, I want to get someone. Here's what I want to do. I want to get someone to at least try to get through to them. Okay, at least try. And then we'll bring out what we call the big guns, okay? Deputy Doc, welcome to the show. You have some follow-ups. What's going on, sir?
And listen to this. Bob called up last week when I wasn't there about a problem with bell-tone hearing aids.
No, I remember that. So, and it was about he could never get them to work right. And I told, go ahead.
When he called up, only one side worked.
I felt bad for the guy. He spent $7,000 for him.
Yeah. Right. There was an app that was supposed to work on his phone. So he bought one kind of Samsung phone that they told him was compatible. Then they said, no, it's not. You need to buy a different kind of different model of Samsung and it'll work. And it didn't. So he asked me to step in. So this is weird. I spoke to him last night and I said, I will call corporate this morning and see if I could help you. So I called corporate, and I got put on a phone tree and got disconnected. So after I got disconnected, I was talking to you about something else. Bob sent me an email that Belltone called him up. They are going to buy him a new iPhone if he wants. They will refund his money. They will do whatever it takes to make him happy. And here's the issue: he bought the hearing aids at a Belltone store in Aurora, and the person who owned the store did not know that the app is only compatible with iPhones and not with any other kind of phone.
Well, I'll tell you what's weird about that. I was on their website, Doc, while he was talking, and they list right on Belltone's website all the Samsung models and all the iPhones it works. So that's weird.
Truly weird.
Right. Well, Yeah, so anyway, it only works with iPhones, but corporate went out of their way to say, look, you want a refund, we'll give you a refund. You want us to buy you an iPhone and give us back the Samsung, we'll do that, whatever it takes
Well,
to
that's
make you
good.
happy.
At least you're getting a good reaction. Deputy Doc, good work. And Ants, where are you with the dinger when I need it? I'll just do it right here. I don't know. Is that really a good dinger or not?
No.
It's better than the old one. Listen.
That's way better.
And then this is Deputy...
And it's more fitting for you.
This is Deputy Doc. No, not quite that long. Anyway. But anyway, if you need help, 303-713-TALK. We got a comment on that barn siding. Ken, what do you think? He wanted to do the last 2 feet with something waterproof. I think he should do the whole thing. But anyway, what do you think, Ken?
Well, hey, Tom, thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir.
I'm familiar with a product. It started in Europe. It's called Acoya, and it's spelled Accoya. And they use a variety of different woods, mostly like a eastern pine, but they treat it with a vinegar-like substance. And it's all non-toxic, but it does have, I believe, a 50-year ground contact.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's real wood. I'm looking at it.
Right.
It's real wood. It looks beautiful.
It's old beetle kill.
But
yeah, well, not specifically beetle kill because it doesn't have that blue stain to it. But if you scroll through some of those pictures online, there's one particular image that I always show customers of mine where they did kind of like a walkway through a pond, and they lined the walkway, and the water level is about breast height, and you're walking about 3 feet, underneath the surface, and it's lined with this Acoya product, and which is making direct contact with water, and it's been fine for I can't remember how many years, but several.
Ken, that's pretty damn cool. Are you a contractor?
I'm not a contractor, Tom, but I went to college many, many years ago for building materials and wood technology, and I've been working in the field ever since.
That is very cool, Acoya. I like that.
Do you have to treat it periodically?
Yeah. Does it ever have to be treated, Ken, or is it always just one time good?
It's a one-time thing. So the surface of that board is going to be just as treated as the center of the board. So you can paint it, stain it, just like you would a normal product. And you can also work with like a local mill that can actually take the raw stock and turn it into whatever you'd like, so it will match.
Does it have any fire-resistant capabilities?
That's the thing. It doesn't do well in the mountain areas because it does not, as of yet, have a fire resistance rating to it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ken. Appreciate that. 303-713-8255. Get your calls in.
Did you see some of those neighborhoods had burned down where on one side of the street the older houses were all gone? Directly across the street they were all there because they had the fire rating stuff still up. I don't know if that's a curse or I don't know, but
and some of that could be the direction of the wind.
Well, they were saying it was all the roofing. The roofing was fireproof or whatever rated compared to all the other ones.
Right.
That's a pretty fucking good testimony.
You should see the pictures, man. Like there's places where there's one strip of homes that were built in the last 2 years still standing, and everything around them burned to the ground that were older.
Yeah, stucco seems to be more fire resistant too.
I think my roof's really fire resistant.
Yeah, you got that F-word, right?
Yeah.
Mark, they want to hear your dinger, and they think that the dinger should be sounding like a slot machine sounds, the sound of winning.
Ding, 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 ding. That's a good idea, actually. You know what I think? I think the dinger should be a slot.
All right, let's talk about selling your home. You can sell your home in any number of ways. You think they'll sell right away, and they will many times, but you still have to wait for financing, inspections, and all of that. So no matter what, it's going to take a few months. It really will. Even you hear people say, I sold my house in an hour. So there is another way as well, and I'm not saying it's better, but hey, for some people it could be better. If you don't want to do repairs, any maintenance, deferred maintenance, you have, let's say, a quick need to get out of town, You don't want to wait for inspections, commissions, anything. Homevestors. Get a bid from Homevestors today. I've known these guys, and they do a great job. They've purchased more than 3,000 homes in the Denver metro area. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. Do you want to save a life, save your life? Don't roll your eyes. Don't say, I don't want to know, because you do want to know. I'm not talking about a bad news bear here. I'm talking about a carotid scan of your arteries that detects soft plaques specifically, and specifically the risk to heart and stroke. Here's the deal. People drop dead every 36 seconds from heart disease and stroke. I want you to live. And if you find out that you have soft plaque, you can do something about it immediately to stop it and reverse it. That's corescans.com for just $189. The treatment's covered by insurance, but if you find out you have it, that's the real deal. $189 could save your life. Corescans, that's C-O-R without the E, corescans.com, 720-740-2663.
Everybody out there, this is Big Al.
All these people that bought Pelotons, man, they're going to be in trouble, I think, soon.
I just saw their stock.
It's so bad. They quit manufacturing of making the bikes. They stopped manufacturing the bikes and treadmills.
The treadmills are where they had the problem, I thought.
No, you're thinking of the lawsuits. This is purely no one's buying them. They stopped production. Literally stopped production. The bikes as well. Their stock, I was just looking at their stock, so it was at 150. Within 1 year, it went from 150 down to under $24.
Oh, shit.
The worst part would be the people that bought them, that bought the subscriptions, if they end up going bankrupt, I mean, they're fucked.
Well, my daughter doesn't have a Peloton bike. She's got a stationary bike, but she's got a subscription to Peloton because she liked the...
Why would? Yeah, you just put on your iPad.
Go.
I never understood why people bought the bike.
But there was a show on recently where the guy was on Peloton and gets off Peloton, has a heart attack, and dies.
Oh, that was Sex and the City, the reboot, whatever they call it.
Oh, is that how Big died?
Mr. Big. Yeah.
Is that how Big died?
That could not have helped.
Yeah. I just can't believe. Talk about a COVID stock. Man, that was a perfect COVID stock. But boy, you better take your money and got the F out. I know, 1 year. 1 year.
10 house to the shit house.
10 house to the shit house. That's pretty good. I thought we were going to have a good stock day. That turned quick. It was 200 up, and now it's 150 down.
That seems to be a pretty normal range, you know.
For at least the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
You probably wouldn't leave thousands of dollars on the table at a diner.
They're cutting jobs, too.
Thousands on the table with your tax return. Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you don't.
Yeah, this whole article is just because there's no demand. The demand is
Jackson Hewitt Tax Pro will help you track down every line.
I'll tell you, after the lockdown and other shit, people are ready to get to the gym and see other people. Hello.
Discover thousands of dollars in tax credits instead.
Yeah, I'm playing racquetball right after.
JacksonHewitt.com.
With Dan?
No, it's a league I'm in. I'll play with Dan next week. I'm a little nervous about it, man. I got fucking dizzy as fuck during yoga yesterday.
Why?
I think it's blood pressure, man. It's the only thing that's changed. I never had anything before.
It could be. I started taking mine, and man, one day I was sitting out on the back porch, and my blood pressure just went low, and I almost passed out.
ACE inhibitor, just blood pressure.
I was tripping.
So I went from, I was at 150 average at home, 150, say 95 for the past, actually, ironically enough, since I had COVID, so probably for about a year. Yeah, so finally I go in, and they put me on this ACE inhibitor. This is, what's today, Thursday? This is Monday. I take the first pill Tuesday. My blood pressure is under 120/80 now in 3 days. I think they're going to take me off of it. I go back in 2 weeks. Starts with an L. Lipitor.
No, Lipitor is not a blood pressure, I don't think, is it?
That's it. That's it.
Mental equivalent of puppy
I think a version of
Listen to Before Breakfast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever
What
you
kind?
get your podcast.
Oh, massage.
But it's an ACE inhibitor, right?
Yeah.
I never, right?
But I stopped taking that one because there's some sort of report about issues with it.
That's
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Don't forget FrankDuran, will do free market valuations of your home. That's where he comes out and looks at your home, measures it, takes pictures, does comparables. If you ever want to sell it, that's what he thinks it will sell for based on his 27 years of experience. And it's really important, especially if you're thinking about fixing it up and staying there. Get this free valuation. There's no hooks, no obligation. 303-920-1622. FrankDuran, Suze.
Hey, Tom, I just thought after 7 years of being on the show, do you think it'd be all right to get my own dinger?
Yeah.
Because if so, I'm going to work with Shannon on that.
Wait, Suze, why do you say 7? You've been here so much longer than 7.
Well, just producing 7 years.
Okay, yeah, because we've been together for 20 years,
And I don't
think.
mean Rocky's mascot dinger either.
But haven't you worked with me for 30 years on and off?
Probably.
No,
yeah.
Seriously. Well, maybe 25 for sure.
Miles is 22, so I started right
they
around
were
there.
babies, yeah. Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so let's talk about this thing with contractors now and money down. Why is it happening? Now, you guys at K&H, money down for you guys order custom windows to 1/8 of an inch, right?
Correct.
So when you write up a custom order, you require money down, but you can show people they're ordered for that address.
Right.
I mean, okay, that's different. And what about just signing a contract and getting money down? Do you ever just get money down for no reason?
Well,
no, I want to know. I want to know how you handle it. I know, here's what I mean. Your money down is associated with either work beginning or ordered materials, right? Right. In all of your cases.
Right.
Okay. But there are some companies that they're just and not to go out and buy. They don't say we have to go out and buy your windows so we need the money. If it was stock materials, they can float it. That's not what they're doing. And the point I'm making is this. If something is custom, that's different. Okay? It's ordered just for you. And you can easily verify that. You have a custom order. You have a receipt. It's for your address. They're going to be delivered. They're going to be brought to your house. Here's the point. If someone like a landscaper says, I need to go buy materials, say, go buy materials. You know, I mean, when they're delivered, I'll pay for them. I mean, I don't want to pay people up front for nothing. For nothing. It's okay to pay for something. It's all right to pay for materials. It's all right to pay when work begins. It's even all right to pay for plans. But you don't pay ahead of time. Every single time these people have been burned, they all pay money up front with no exceptions.
Well, there's a big difference, I think, between getting a 10% or a 20% deposit on a job and getting 50%.
Well, that's for sure. That's a big difference.
Yeah. It's huge.
But even 10% for nothing, I don't like. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you? I mean, for nothing. Say, I need 10% down just to show you for real, and I'll put you on the schedule. Maybe that's reasonable. I don't know.
I don't do it.
I mean, I don't know.
When's the last time you put money down on something?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't. I mean, but if K&H came and they ordered windows for my house, a big customer, well, I did that I did business with them. And yeah, you pay, but it's for an order. You're paying for something. If you pay for Amazon when something's being shipped to you, you pay when something's ordered for you. But you don't just pay for nothing. That's the point I'm making, just for nothing.
I don't know. I like Jay Brett's in Excel, man. You don't pay a cent till you're content.
Yeah, but you can't do that with custom windows. You can't do that with a deck. You can't do that with certain things.
Honestly, Ted, if you have the contract signed and everything's done, they are the homeowner. The house is a decent, nice house. I mean, worst scenario, you could lien the house and get the contract fulfilled, right?
We've had cases like I go back with him. Going to court cost him more than the frickin' job. It's not, no, Mark, it's not worth it. No, I know you say you can do that, but it's not worth it in the long run. Nobody wants to take somebody's house, but I think there are some jobs when you're doing custom work, or you're building a custom home for somebody, or you're doing, I mean, I don't mind money for something. I just don't want money for nothing.
Listen, in some cases, you just want to make sure the person is serious about it. Everyone has a 3-day right to rescind their contract. And whether they give you a deposit or they don't give you a deposit, they still have that right. And if they rescind it, you give them their money back.
But here's the thing. Yes, would it be a perfect world if no one takes a dime until the job is complete? That would be a perfect world. However, then we'd have the opposite problem. I'll bet you we wouldn't be able to count the number of contractors that get ripped off, because here's what happens. Well, yeah, I'm content, but I think I should get a discount for this. Or now, Mark, I'm not talking about the vast majority of people, but if everyone didn't pay a dime until it was complete, I think there could be risk to the contractor there. I'm not saying that Jay Bretz is doing it wrong at Excel Roofing. Jay also has some other...
Now, wait.
Jay Bretz has another thing going for him, okay? He's got the insurance, and he's also got lien rights, and that's a little different, liening a house for a roof, because it's going to be way less involved than liening a house for windows and doors and siding. I mean, to me, look at... Would it be nice if...
My point is there's too many fly-by-nights. All we hear about Monday through Friday is contractors that rip people off. How many contractors are calling us up going, oh, that damn homeowner, he ripped me off?
Right.
I got to tell you, there'd probably be more if they knew that they had an avenue for doing that, because there are more than a few people that the way they do business is they'll sign a contract knowing that they're going to renegotiate that at the end of the job. And they'll find any silly little reason to do it. Now, it doesn't happen often. It's very few and far between.
No, it is. I know. It does happen. But the point is, yes, you'd be safer if you didn't put money down. Yes, you would be. I don't believe in putting money down just to get on someone's schedule. Now, they may say, well, then how do I know? How do I know you're going to be there? Here's what I tell people. If you want to tie me to you, then order the materials and I'll pay for them.
And it all comes down to the relationship. I've known Ted, 25 years. I would have no problem paying him up front. I just wouldn't, but that's him.
No, but I'm paying them for, but even K&H, I'm paying for an order. For me, I don't, Mark, no matter how...
They do roofing, they do siding, they do other stuff too. I mean,
but they order the material for you. They order the material for you. Those guys... As soon as they close a job and the rescission is done, they order the material for you. I mean, that's what they do. And okay, Jay, you want to weigh in? Hold on, Jay. I got to take a break. Hold on.
You know, I mean, it goes both ways. I don't think you should give money for nothing. I won't give money for nothing.
Jackson Hewitt. Westbound 270 remains closed at I-76.
I'd say the majority of contractors on a referral list take money down.
I like the money for nothing coming out. If there's something attached to it, then it makes sense.
Yeah, but I would know, Tom knows that he's ordering it.
Right.
But if someone just shows up and says, hey, I'm selling you custom windows, how do I know they ordered it?
I would verify it with the factory.
Okay, that's fine, but we're not even, I don't even think we've said that.
Well, I say it on my website, or I used to. I used to have that whole thing.
Well, you can verify from the factory, you get a copy of the order.
File in a way that fits you and get the refund you deserve. Guaranteed. Pros can help you find thousands worth of new tax credits. Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros
and I definitely
learn more
get your side
at
of it.
JacksonHewitt.com.
There is people that want to renegotiate.
Colorado
Ring in the new year with
.com is the place to go for pain. Now, there's 2 clinics. Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine is the full name. And what they will do is make sure they attack your pain and they start on the very first visit if they can. I know they did with me. ColoradoPainCare.com. You can even get same-day appointments. 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN, a beautiful Lakewood facility and a Denver facility. And they work with all major insurance companies. And if you mention Martino, you get a free stainless steel water bottle on your first visit. 303-GOT-PAIN. And speaking of health and health-related issues, again, please pass the word about core scans. And I want to make something very clear because somebody emailed me and said, oh, I can get these scans anywhere. This scan, core scans, is one of the only ones at this price that actually detects soft plaque, not calcium, soft plaque, which is the direct risk of heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. If you want to detect soft plaque, then this is the lowest cost, most accurate diagnostic method. And you can have it done for $189. And then the good news is there's something you can do about it if you do have soft plaque. But I hope you waste your money. I hope you're in great health. Just $189. That's Core, C-O-R, no E, corescans.com, 720-740-2663.
One, there are thousands of dollars worth of new tax credits on.
I do want to mention the additional. I do want to mention the additional 5%.
Oh, no, I will. I'm sorry.
Tax credits for
We'll expand that to all window doors society.
And so much more.
Okay,
You
good,
don't want to
good.
miss out on thousands. Jackson Hewitt knows that. Discover thousands in tax credits and get your biggest refund guaranteed. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
It's a great time to replace that old furnace and air with a new Carrier system, saving more than $2,000 only from Plumline Services. Turn to the experts you trust, Carrier and Plumline. Plumline has been earning trust in Colorado since '98, now with the North location serving Boulder and Longmont. Schedule your service online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. Putting ethics and excellence into every call. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps.
Boy, that mass story really is incredible.
Well, is anyone really talking about it though, Mark? Because I
no, even CNN.
So are they going to not have the mandate or what?
No. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the Supreme Court.
Oh.
It's just crazy, man. How do you get a story so wrong? And then you dig in after everybody involved with it says it didn't happen. I mean, you guys.
Yeah, even the victims. I mean, or excuse me, the people involved.
Yeah, and the victim, if you will. But I mean, do you see three members of the Supreme Court, all on completely opposite sides? One's in the middle, one's on the left, one's on the right, all coming together and completely lying about something. I just can't imagine it.
No obligation, no upfront or hidden fees. You're just going to have a simple conversation with one of my friends around custom loans designed just for you. It could mean up to $1,000.
In fact, I think that branch of government's the only damn branch that
you might close
means anything right now.
So call them right now. Ask for one of
His number is disconnected.
303-695-7000.
Whose?
303-695-7000 or online AmericanFinancing.net.
He didn't make some prepay. You know.
This tax filing season.
You know, I don't know. I'm going to try to get Jay in, but is he still on?
And Jackson Hewitt will help make sure you get every one you deserve.
Every time we do it, he fucking calls and we got to take it. It's a hard thing to get everything in. I mean, obviously, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't have to, but I don't think it's wrong under certain circumstances to have a down payment.
I think everybody does business when they do business.
Learn more and find your nearest location.
Uses it as a way to generate.
It's a huge advertising deal. But the one thing that's way different than, say, you, is the majority of his work is insurance.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, my roof was an insurance with it.
Why wasn't it?
Well, because I used Matt to get my check, and then I hired a roofer. I paid him cash. Well,
Yeah, it was insurance related, but
he didn't.
Your deal's a cash deal with him.
Yeah, exactly.
You already got your money, so then you just want to buy it up.
Yeah. He didn't talk to my insurance company at all. If there was any supplemental, which I think there was on the little, I just paid for it, you know.
Adjusters represents homeowners and business owners, never insurance companies.
But I agree with big time
Services
too.
are dedicated solely to you, so don't stress, don't wait. Call today at 800-248-3888. That's 800-248-3888.
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland and Conway. About 10. Enough. That Facebook wants to shut down your opinion. They now want to track your facial expressions and your body posture so they can figure out how to make more money off you. We'll talk about it at 2 o'clock.
Really?
Hi, Tom Martino here. By the way, K&H
Home Solutions has a screaming deal. They're going to up their 35% to a 40% discount if you mention Martino. That's off all window siding and doors, right?
That is correct.
40% off. And they're going to do it all month. Just mention Martino. That's the rest, like 10 or more days. It's Martino special here, 40% off. All windows, siding, and doors, khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. Jay, you wanted to say something about money down. Go ahead, sir.
I did. I agree with both what you and Ted are saying. If you're ordering windows, yeah, put some money down, because if the customer backs out of that deal, Ted can't use those windows at another place. It's for that one place only. And a reputable company like K&H, I would give them cash up front for that kind of deal. But what people should know about the roofing industry, there's no reason at all to give money up front. And most of the time, as soon as that guy gets that check in his hand and runs it to the office, what happens is the office, they write him a check back. So they split that money right there. And it's all it is two things: for the salesman to get paid early, and also to tie down the job so the customer can't go somewhere else. So never give cash to a roofer up front.
Thank you, Jay. Jay Bress, that's Excel Roofing. And, of course, K&H Home Solutions for that deal is 303-421-7100. Now, don't forget referralist.com and calling the show and telling people about the show. They can get help anytime they need it at 303-MARTINO. That's 303-627-8466. And save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the